You missed it. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. How we all doing today? Okay, going from the top of the list, we got Boofiga and Hell's Corp. Thank you for swinging in. Sorry you couldn't make it, buddy. Hope you get that IRL shit done with, and you can join us again on Sunday for the one-shot with our good friend Tarkonix here. Speaking of which, thank you for that sub, Tark. I appreciate you. That's a long time. That's a lot of months. A few more, and we're at 2 Twitch babies. Let's go. I think I got everyone. We got Boofy. We got Tark, we got Hells, I think that's it. Merc, of course. I think that's about it. And Citrus, what's up? How's it going, guys? So, a couple announcements. Basically business as usual. Tomorrow we're going to be playing some more GoldenEye to start the day off. I'm really looking forward to that. It's been very nostalgic. It's so janky. It's so janked, but it's so fun. Oh man, the nostalgia has been so damn good. And then, yeah, just kind of
the
same
90s
shit.
kids can finally unite over the game.
Oh, I'm so happy. Same shit going forward until I move come mid-March, April. Then I'll take a little time off while I'm getting the streaming space set up, and we'll be back to it. Upcoming this Sunday, we have a very, very exciting semi-Valentine's Day themed evil one-shot starring Tarkonix, Hell's Corp, and our good friend Just JTB, reprising their roles as Rotelix, Girthmog the Thickness, and Firegrim the Small, respectively. And then back to business again on Monday with the ongoing campaign. Denislav Toothless Hawkins Robot Jazz Band. There you go. You get in the D6 inspiration from Hell's Corp. I'm not sure how inspiring that is, but you get D6.
You actually have no idea. Thanks for that, Hells.
There you go. There you go. Welcome in, SCP. Right, I'm gonna go through all that. How you doing today? Yes. Anyway, so we have that to look forward to. It's gonna be a really fun week. This is D&D. Yeah, we're just going over our little announcements for the day. But yeah, this is basically what we do. Picked a good day to tune in. We're gonna be just doing a little bit of like light RP downtime activities, and then moving on to a very exciting Kobold Karnival, which was requested by our good friend Tark here. Who won it as a subwheel redeem many fortnights ago, like almost a year at this point. It's been a while.
I love Fortnite.
It's been here, just waiting.
The moons have waxed and waned, and we have waited.
And the stars hath finally aligned. The party finally made their way to Southwatch after many months of streaming this campaign. We have got here, and we've had a little bit of fun questing and adventures and some trauma happening. It's been great. You all learn how to play. Hell yeah. Well, we hope you enjoy the stream. If you need other people, there's a ton of good people on YouTube who can go through tutorial stuff with you. I don't have any videos like that myself. I am working on them. A few do pop to mind, but you can just like search that shit up and there'll be plenty there. In the meantime, we'll try not to go too rules heavy today and keep things interesting. So, want to make your bet. You missed out on the RP. You did. You missed out on the literal chance to craft everything you could ever want within a 2-week period, which ultimately only comes down to like a couple potions. So, a quick recap of where we left off last week. The party, with the help of a holy champion, Lady Jenna, champion of Torm, also based on one of our viewers after she redeemed a what was it? Make a landmark or something. We made a statue of her, and then I decided to bring that statue basically to life as a holy spirit. Anyway, hi Cass, what's up? There you go, little tickle. You guys fought through this hidden, seemingly secret temple beneath the lighthouse at Maiden's Rest, and eventually doing battle with a greater skeletal abomination, an improved version of something you had fought earlier in the campaign that had almost wiped the party from the face of the earth. However, this time, despite its improvements and its capabilities being somewhat strengthened since your last encounter, the party managed to emerge victorious, only suffering the loss of their holy guide through this temple. On your way
Jenna.
out... Bye, Jenna.
Denislav learned.
She'll be back. Yeah, Tark knows Jenna. There you go. Yeah, now that came full circle. That's one of Tark's friends. We also have Sir JT the Just, potentially going to make an appearance someday. We'll see what happens. You guys
JTB.
Unfortunately encountered what was described as Mr. Maker as a large living poo, which was basically what had formerly been like some kind of gelatinous cube type thing that had been living in under the latrine of this place, keeping it clean, had been left alone for too long and had gone hungry and began exploring its surroundings and absorbing some of the bodies of the undead that had been wandering above. In doing so, transformed into something much worse. A combination of human waste, both in the literal sense and the decaying sense. You guys did battle with it, again, coming out victorious, though not without a little bit of vomiting from the party, and made your way out of the temple. Living poo, there you go. Yeah, that was fucking horrible. That was the funnest thing I've ever RP'd, though. Anyway, right. Upon exiting the lighthouse, you decided to all take in a evening's rest, being that the battle had been long and hard, and you had not yet had a chance to recuperate afterwards. Thank you for pinning Living Poo, Hellscorp. I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you. However, while everyone was asleep, it appeared that Mantuka... Oh, was it? Thank you, Chris. Sorry.
Love you too, Chris.
Love you too, buddy. Mantuka decided he was feeling a little mischievous and still a little vengeful against the herd of mountain goats the Cyclops had been raising, and chose, using all of his substantial Minotaur strength, rolling a beautiful nat 20 for a total of, I believe, 27, if memory serves, absolutely booted the goat off of the cliff, falling, which proceeded to fall.
Super Bowl winning field goal type of kick.
Full field goal kick. 3 steps back, 1 step to the left kind of deal, and did the little hook into it. Gregory, in a desperate attempt to save his animal companion, turned himself into a bird and flew down the cliff at full speed. However, the dice...
I casted fly.
You casted fly. However, the dice were not in your favor, and you were not quick enough to save your goat. I saw in you. Who you had decided to name, rather colloquially. You witnessed firsthand, from mere feet away, the sight of your goat splattering on the ocean rocks below. Oh, rip. That's funny because there's sad piano music playing right now too. So everyone rip for Ice on You. Big Sag. Choosing to take revenge for the death of his companion, Gregory, seemingly having snapped a little after all the trauma and stuff he has dealt with over the past few weeks, including a literal death of himself. Still recovering
Greg's
from that.
Got some baggage.
Yeah, he kind of snapped a little and decided to... in his madness, pretend to be Mantuka's very deity, descended from the heavens, and proceeded to just cast spell after spell at Mantuka, who...
This is my testament, all shall fall and burn!
In a panic, having suffered a fair amount of damage and even draining of the max HP earlier in the fight, ran cover to cover as it was set aflame behind him, including the large, ancient lighthouse that once guarded. You're muted, Chris.
It was just for Chris's ears.
I'm aware. I'm aware.
Okay.
I said White House.
Yeah, I know. I fucked it up. I got a lot of stuff to get through.
No, you were fine. I'm just...
Anyway, Mantuka, seeing no alternative, decided to jump his way into a well that was luckily still fairly filled with water. Gregory, seizing an opportunity, flew above said well and, using his druidic magic, turned into a large shark and proceeded to Sharkpedo and drop in just a straight line directly into the well, where he's promptly impaled on Mantuka's halberd, but managed to do a substantial amount of damage in the meantime, knocking Mantuka unconscious in the well below. And then quickly coming to your senses after suffering a pretty hard blow to the head, you realized what you had done and aided in removing Mantuka from the well below and took a chance to heal each other.
Get shark kebabbed?
Mm-hmm. Apparently.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I was a shark. Sobeys shark kebab.
Yep.
$2.99.
100%. $3.99. Yep. On sale because it expires tomorrow.
Half off, baby.
So we pick up there very quickly. We're gonna just breeze through a few things. We pick up there as Mr. Maker and Stanislav look down on each other, and I do believe there was a bet there. So Mr. Maker owes you 5 gold, if memory serves.
Yeah.
So
he paid up.
Oh yeah, he did too.
Okay. Sounds good.
We're good. We're scored.
You all take the rest of the night to rest. Is there anything you would like to discuss at this lull in the combat before we proceed with long rests?
I've just gotten like the little gecko and the little baby bird, and I'm just like holding them and just looking at them and just looking around. And just,
After being gifted two very small creatures by Mr. Maker in an attempt to maybe, heal the wounds of the recent loss you suffered. And you stand there now looking at a bloodied Mantuka just laying on the ground, barely conscious.
I think I just healed up from being actually unconscious.
Yeah, no, he's just eyes are open, but he is basically from where he was holding the halberd up, there are just scratches all the way down his arms from where your teeth just dug in on the way down. It's pretty rough. There's a lot of blood.
I'm like in the fetal position, like a minotaur fetal position, just kind of like rocking a bit because I just lost to a child. Going in and out of consciousness, kind of just like mumbling like the teachings of Mogus and stuff like that.
Okay, you start mumbling like the teachings and like these words that were drilled into you. The classic Minotaur fetal position, absolutely. Not a position that's familiar to Mantuka. I hate to rub your nose in your shame any further, but I would point out that this is now the second time Gregory has defeated you. First, in drinking combat, when he drank you under the table, surprising for a young boy of 15 or 16 years old to do to a Minotaur, and now having thoroughly whipped your ass as a flying shark. So far he's 2 for 1 against you.
Ooh. I lost
I would
once.
say thoroughly. I would not say thoroughly.
Pretty thoroughly. You were unconscious and Gregory wasn't at the end of the fight, so.
He had 2 HP. I skewered him into like his other form. I did pretty good.
You did. Oh, I'm not saying you didn't. I'm not going to take away from that. But you still got killed by a flying shark.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Still got killed by a flying shark. You do with that information what you will.
Hashtag where's the goat? That's all I'm going to say.
That's the t-shirt.
Fucking.
That's the fucking t-shirt.
Stanislav is just gonna go over to Gregory and be like, "Hey, come on, let's get you to bed. That was something else. I think
That was a lot. That was a lot. That was too much. I'm sorry. Bed.
apologize to him, not to me. Maybe in the morning.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Fuck it. Stanislav just picks you up and brings you off to tent.
Yeah, so there's.
I let him do it.
He just picks up. How are you picking him up?
I'd like
Gently
like
or just behind the scruff kind
very,
of thing?
very gently.
Okay, so weather check. Hell's Corp hit, exclamation point, D100 for me. Okay, so you bring him to the tent, which is in the only structure here that has not been thoroughly singed and burnt entirely. Even the ruin. You're being loud, Chowder. You're being loud.
Dashing through the snow, get the fuck out of my way.
49. Okay, so the evening comes to a close, or the sun has completely set at this point. You guys were a couple hours into your rest at that point, I think. So, with that weather check,
I don't think
the
it
weather
had even really started, to be honest.
Everyone had gone to sleep. People had gone to sleep.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. Yeah,
you were asleep for 90% of this until Gregory started yelling and lighting shit on fire. However, you know, win some, you lose some. Chowder, my god, dude. God, you're cute. Okay.
Asshole hour for Chowder.
Yeah, it's just that time, and it's distracting because he's got the ball with the bell in it, and he's just running around behind me, so that's all I fucking hear right now. I'm sure chat hears it.
Don't worry, we hear it too. Yep.
So, as you guys settle in for your evening rest, the weather is clear. Okay, you need to stop.
Chang-a-lang-a-lang-a-lang-dang. Go, kitty.
Got it.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell, meow.
Meow.
No, door's closed. He's gonna scratch at it for like the next 10 minutes, but it'll be fine. We're just gonna, of course, Kajita wares if you have coin. No, I don't have coin. I'm broke as fuck. Peddle your wares elsewhere, Kajita. So, you guys all tuck in for an evening of rest in the pleasant summer air of the evening. Not a cloud in the sky.
I offer to help Mantuka get tucked in as well.
Mantuka's looking rough. Do you just stay in the fetal position all night?
I'm just there and just shame, just like kind of sucking, like weasel my thumb up and kind of like full like Mantuka, you know, emotional roller coaster.
Well, I'm at least gonna grab him like a pillow of some kind. some cloth and fold it up into a cushion.
Yeah, that's doable. There's some
Kinda-
shit around.
and just
You can
kinda
find
put
a
it in
jacket.
front of
Unnamed
him.
intern.
Unnamed
I bring him
intern.
unnamed intern.
Okay, yeah,
'Cause I
Mr.
remember
Maker
that he
doesn't.
likes using him as a pillow.
Yeah, Mr. Maker has no complaints at this point. He just kind of goes to sleep. He seems very quiet tonight for some reason. It's not really like him, but seems a little absent. So, unnamed intern kind of dejectedly just absorbs his arms and legs into his body, and you basically have just a metal torso, and you kind of place it under Mantuka, who, like, doesn't even just roll onto it, just lifts his head a little, just puts it back down. Continues in his fetal position, wallowing in self-pity, as minotaurs are wont to do. So, you may all hit that long rest button, and in the interest of moving things forward at an accelerated rate, we are going to just jump right into the travel. So, it is it's about 4 days back. You're slightly worried you're going to be late for the Kobold Karnival because it was scheduled to have started a day and a half ago. But you guys arrive back in Southwatch with fairly pleasant travel along the road. The sunny weather does maintain itself, and now that the cliffside is not wet, you are no longer in danger of falling off. So you can kind of just make your way fairly safely and easily along. So after
And because I don't have an amazing mountain jumping goat.
DM,
Mm-hmm.
can I summon a mountain goat using Find Speed?
Yeah, I'll allow it. It's not one of the ones listed, but it's 100% doable. Why the fuck not?
So instead of that morning, instead of summoning Akesh, the warhorse, he's going to summon the monument to eyes on you, eyes off you. The mountain goat.
Okay. As you all watch Stanislav do his
Eyes off
usual
you.
fucking summoning of his steed, you were all surprised to see a sizable mountain goat.
Shiny golden.
Shiny golden mountain goat with shiny golden horns take its place.
They look a lot like Stanislav's.
Yeah,
Round
very,
two.
very similar. The goat just kind of looks up at everyone.
Oh, that's
Which
Gives you a bit of an
yeah.
eye down, Mantuka.
Bah.
Note to self: kill baby Gregory first, then attack the goat.
Okay, so you summon a goat. Are you going to be
Awesome.
riding the goat, or are you giving it to Gregory?
I mean, we could probably both ride the
You
goat,
could
right?
definitely. Yeah, it's a large mountain goat, so sure, why not? I'll allow
Hold on,
it.
let me
I'll rule
just
cool the
pull
fuck
up
out of
mountain goat.
it. It's going to be moving slower, but it's fairly easy travel. And for the sake of it, I'm just going to allow it, because fuck it, why not? And over the course of the 4 days in which you were traveling on top of this mountain goat, you spend some time bonding and getting familiar with it. Very similar to the other animals you've summoned, basically just the same spirit, inhabiting a different form every time you do this, so you haven't come to expect all that different. And you arrive in Southwatch, kind of around lunchtime on the 4th day, as the sun is once again high in the sky, and not a cloud to be seen, nice and clear. You do approach, and you see, as you're kind of approaching the walls of the town, where there was originally set to be the carnival grounds, you just see a flat full of just muddy ground that has only recently begun to dry in the sun. And then about 50 feet in the to the east of it, they've basically begun assembling an entirely new tent. And you see a sign outside saying, postponed due to inclement weather and flooding. It seems like the combination of the hurricane and the several days of rainstorms that, occurred, it seems that there were some slight delays in the carnival grounds may have flooded. So there's
we
a new
wrecked the
date
carnival.
posted. You have, yeah, fucking weather check ruined the carnival. Nice, solid. You do see there's a date. It looks like you have about 2 weeks. So we agreed as a group, everyone is going to use this 2 weeks as a chance to get a little personal downtime in and advance some projects on their own. Mr. Maker, as soon as you get back to town, goes into your headquarters, makes his way into the basement, and immediately just goes to work on whatever it is he is working on. Hellscorp and I will be getting to a call later this week to resolve how that is going to go. So, over the course of the next 2 weeks, you've all picked out things you'd like to do. So starting with Stanislav, you go ahead and explain to me what it is you'd like to do with your downtime.
So, Stanislav has felt this connection to this church kind of since he showed up, not being able to talk. They kind of embody his ideals in a way that he never thought was possible, really. And after meeting Lady Jenna, he realizes how similar he kind of was to her. He could do similar things, and so he's gonna go kind of do some service at the church.
Okay. So
Maybe find out if he has a connection to this god of Torm.
yes,
Torm,
you
God.
Torm, the god, not god of Torm. Very, very
Torm,
big
the
difference.
god of Torm.
So, there are rules for downtime to make things easier. We're just going to follow those and see how that goes. So, basically, you show up at the church, and like you guys take the time to go in and explain what had occurred with the kind of the secret temple that had been invaded. High Priestess Dimnia, who you're all quite familiar with at this point, you've all spoken with her on several occasions, is extremely concerned, but it seems like she knew of that temple's existence to begin with. It was seemingly not held secret from the highest within the faith. And she immediately sends out 3 of her priests, all holding the exact same message. It's an identical scroll to each other, identically copied. And she sends those off to 3 destinations unknown to you. She informs you that when the information is available, she will pass it on to you if she can. And as it is for now, they need to answer some questions before they can make any decisions. You, feeling a little more pious and holy than usual, and not really having a lot of experience with religious figures and different faiths and everything, a little nervous to offer your services. And you go in. The first 2 days are mostly spent in study, with a couple of the higher members of the order just going over the connected lore to Torm, which I will send you off stream. You can do all the reading on that if you so choose. But basically, you know the summary points. He is the god of courage, self-sacrifice, and many of his champions and those who are held within high regard within his faith were those who gave their lives in protection of others, such as Lady Jenna and Sir JT the Just, whose statues both decorate this temple. After that, they kind of put you out and get you started on doing some deeds within the community, helping train some of the newer priests or some of the newer clerics in ways of combat that they might not have been entirely familiar with.
Sweet.
Kind of going around spreading the word of Torm, helping around town if there's someone who's in need. JT the Just is a great name. Yeah! No, I can't wait to bring JT the Just into it. We'll see what happens there. That all depends on the party. And then the following, at the end of the week, a large ceremony is held in which all the faithful of Torm within the city gather, including some of the higher members of the military who are also, you gather a lot of the folks in the military here are all faithful of Torm. And you are given the opportunity to help lead this, lead isn't exactly the word, participate in this great act of worship and perhaps forge a deeper connection to the god of courage and self-sacrifice. So, I need you to roll me either a religion or a persuasion check. This is just based on how well you're going to absorb the knowledge, talk about it to the crowd that has gathered around you, and how just eloquent your speech is going to be. So one of your choosing.
22?
Okay. So, seems your week, or about a week and a half, we'll say, because you had 2 weeks of downtime, was quite fruitful. It seems like you managed to absorb a lot of the information, and it becomes clear to you that even before you had found this faith and the people within it, that you had already begun to uphold some of the values that they themselves hold so dear. So, as per the rules of downtime, and your roll being exactly 1 above the number you needed, you have earned yourself 2 favors with this faith, with this church, to be called in at any time of your choosing. Alternatively, since you as a player has expressed to me an interest in exploring a religious route for your paladin and forging perhaps a connection to Torm, I will allow you to exchange both of those favors for a chance to change your paladin oath.
Oh.
I'm only allowing this because your subclass is literally based on self-worship, and you are now a paladin who is discovering a different deity. So if you want to change your oath and rebuild your character based around the new one, I will allow it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into
It's
it.
your choice. You don't have to do that if you're comfortable with yours. It's totally fine. You can maintain it and still be faithful to Torm. However, you are also given a medallion. Very similar to the one you looted, though this one is
Which I've been wearing
personalized.
the whole time.
Personalized a little more to you. Just looking at it. You see the gauntleted fist as well. But it appears like there's been 2 very tiefling-esque looking horns added to the insignia. Just personalizing it a little. And you go ahead and add an amulet of the devout to your inventory. Just the uncommon one. Basically what that does, in terms of metagaming, when you're wearing the holy symbol, you get a bonus to your spell and attack rolls, +1, because we're going uncommon. And if you're you have to be attuned to it as well. And while you're wearing the amulet, you get 1 free extra use of your channel divinity per day.
Ooh.
Yep, and that's given to you by default. You still have your 2 favors, or you can change your faith or your paladin oath if you so choose. Keep in mind, as it is given to you, Dimnia kind of lightly bows her head. You have earned this, Stanislav. But know, your connection to it will only be maintained so long as you uphold the values of Torm. Should you ever turn from those, it will cease to function.
I understand.
She just puts her hand on your shoulder. Sexual favors, fuck off. Mantuka, you dirty bastard. She just gives you a pat and kind of nods her head. Torm be with you, Stanislav. May he always guide your path.
Thank you. And you.
As she turns to leave. You're gonna give your life for something? Make sure you go out in style. She just smiles and kind of walks away. And then she kind of looks up at the statues of the 2 heroes that have been placed and then just goes about her day. So.
What a bad bitch.
What a bad bitch. I'm gonna have a good time trying to bring that out. Fucking Hell's Corp. Stop stealing all my fun. Cool. So that covers
Oh
you.
yeah, I also need to go get my armor.
You do. Yeah, no. You have about another... based on the timeline, the armor would be done around your last week. I do believe you already paid for most of it, and he's willing to let you work at the blacksmith for the rest of your time off to help you cover the distance. So real super quick, just go ahead and roll me a blacksmithing tools, which you are not proficient in, so it's going to be purely dexterity based.
Nope.
These are worst horseshoes ever.
Can't be strength based to bash hammer.
Sure. Yeah, you know what? I'll allow it. Usually he mans the anvil himself. George Foreman is not one who likes to hand his fucking anvil off to anybody, but he allows you. You're very persuasive. He takes the hammer back from you pretty quickly after you botch a fairly simple dagger design.
I'll work the bellows. How about that?
He just, yeah, that sounds good. Maybe you should avoid the anvil. And he just kind of ushers you over to these massive pair of billows that you just basically, every time he calls for it, just stand there and pump with your arms. By the end of that week, even you in your pinnacle fucking fitness glory, your shoulders and arms are just burning at all times. You have not worked that hard in a very long time. It's just the repetitive motion of working the billows over and over and over again. So, that covers your 2 weeks. Mantuka, my friend. What would you like to spend your 2 weeks doing? I know we briefly discussed it, but if you'd like to describe it for me and the chat, please do so.
So Mantuka's feeling really down on his ability to inflict wound on things.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to go straight up primal, think of boxing, boxing hoodie, and I want to go to the pits and I want to fight. And I don't want to talk to people. I'm not mincing words. I'm just there to inflict pain.
Okay.
Just try to build my machismo back up.
Fair. It does not take you long.
Crisis.
Being a military town, there's a training ring within the garrison of this town that and you quickly discover is commonly used by soldiers in their off time to run a kind of fight pit. Very legal, sanctioned, completely fine. There are rules, obviously no killing or permanently maiming or disfiguring anybody, but for the most part, fists only, you're good to go. This is purely a melee bout versus a melee bout. You spend...
Horns too?
Hmm?
Horns?
roll me a persuasion check.
Let me find out what my persuasion is.
You're persuading the DM right now.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba. 6.
As you're kind of like there, you're signing up. You just like put your name down on the sheet. You're not talking. So the guy kind of like helping you. They're younger. Looks to be half-elven gentleman. Kind of lightly scruffled face and a thin mustache. Right. So no weapons. And you kind of like gesture to the horns and like but my horns kind of thing.
Well, they're not coming off.
Well, you're not gonna use them either. Sound good?
Sounds reasonable.
Poor Mantuka, dude. So, we'll quickly skim through that.
Non-lethal headbutt.
Non-lethal. You can headbutt. A headbutt's fine. You just can't be goring people on your horns. So you can't use your charge attack, basically. So,
Changing lanes.
Sound good? Sounds reasonable. I'm gonna use that.
Sounds good. Sounds reasonable. I like it. So we're gonna, same way we did with Stanny, this is just a series of simple checks, instead of sitting here slogging it out for an entire fight. Your first bout, you're kind of like led to this ring. There's a crowd gathered around. Some people still in military uniform. Some people standing there just wearing pants and boots or bare feet and shirtless, kind of just like readying themselves for the fight. These people are clearly here to get involved in the combat, where there's a number who are just here watching. You see some money being passed around. Stanny and fucking Gregory, if you'd like to place bets on anything, feel free to. This is all happening at night when you guys are in your kind of relaxy time anyway. But you see people kind of just passing around money. He's like, oh, I got 2 on the Minotaur. No, I got 2 on him. And you see him point to this kind of large Goliath looking, like gray skin with like patterns in the skin, completely hairless, standing almost as tall as Mantuka, just really buff. Just kind of just flexing in the corner. You hear his muscles almost creaking as he's doing it. Yeah.
Is there a bookkeeper I can talk to and ask about the odds?
It seems like mostly people are just passing it around. Roll me a just investigation check on that one. Very low
Okay.
DC.
I want to see if I can get better odds on my boy.
Better odds on your boy.
Because he's a first timer.
That's
Oh,
a 2. There's a 2. Does not seem like there's any official bookkeeper, more just people interpassing bets between each other. Not so much someone keeping an official tally. You gather this is like a little small potatoes for that. Seems to be just kind of localized betting between friends.
neat. Well, great.
During that match, I make it very clear and loud. I would like to put 1 gold on the big Minotaur because he looks strong. I'm saying it very loud.
1 gold, you say? I'll take that bet. And you see this large, kind of like hairy individual with this kind of large, scruffy beard just like reach down and just holding a gold coin above you.
Okay,
You
yeah.
got 1 on the
because-
Minotaur. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Mantuka, you enter the ring, you begin flexing your muscles, and we're going to do these checks just one by one. So, what I need you to do is go ahead to start this off, roll me an athletics check with obviously strength-based. This is for the first fight. So the first fight you're fighting is this large Goliath individual. He's very buff. He comes at you right off the bat, just immediately throwing haymakers, so you're trying to just block those and sheer overpower him and force him either out of the ring, to the ground, or into unconsciousness. So go ahead and roll me an athletics check, please.
Okay, my intent is to rage the fights too.
Okay, so you're at advantage. Go ahead.
Okay.
He rolled an
so
11 for the DC.
Athletics.
Literally auto rolls DC. Rolled 2d10 plus 5.
25.
It's 2d10 plus 5, so it is, Jesus, yeah, a 16. So the Goliath holds his own against you for a while, but as he kind of like locks hands with you and you begin pushing, you feel his arms start to bend a little unnaturally, and as he kind of like fucking twists his arm to get out of it, your hand frees up and you just clock him across the face, and he collapses into the dirt, unconscious after a fairly short and uneventful bout. The guy,
Yeah,
I remember
that's-
my
yeah,
first time too.
his friends just come over and drag their unconscious body out of the ring.
Baby
and
pit
looks
butter.
up at you like, what the fuck? Gregory, the guy next to you, just drops the gold coin into your hand and kind of shuffles
I just
off to do his
loudly
own thing.
announce, I knew that would happen because he looks the strongest. That one right there.
Okay, so
Not kissing ass.
next time, the night goes on, a few more fights are had, and you're called for the next round of this kind of small impromptu tournament that's being held. You enter the ring once more, kind of cracking your neck. Now across from you, whereas before you saw this hulking mass of muscle, you now see a kind of shorter individual of nondescript gender. It's kind of hard to identify in any way, but they stand there kind of also like muscular, but more of a very tight kind of muscle as opposed to bulky. They do seem quite fit as well, but you can see they're kind of like dancing around very nimbly on their feet. They have wraps over their hands. They seem to be quite comfortable in a melee environment despite being rather small. So this one is going to be an
Quite like a tiger.
basically, this one is going to be an acrobatics check against the DC to try and basically outmaneuver this very small and nimble, agile fighter. And he rolled an 18 plus 5. You tie? That's kind of nuts. What's up, Insomnia? How's
Cast
it going? Welcome
Bless
in.
on Mantuka for this fight.
You're going to actively try to cast from the crowd?
No. I'm kidding.
Okay. That wouldn't go well. So, basically what happens is the small fighter begins like nimbly walking up to you, just kind of like hulk towards them, ready to do your Mantuka thing. And they begin just trying to like quickly dodge around your swings and give you like little quick shots to the ribs. They don't really seem to be affecting you at all. And as they try to maneuver around you, you come around the other side and with the back of your elbow just spin and catch them right in the side of the temple. They fall to the ground in a heap with just a small trail of blood from where your elbow was strong enough to put a pressure gash in the side of their head. They too fall unconscious. You have won 2 of your bouts so far.
I'm gonna extend my my arm
Mhm.
to the fallen and help him up after
Yeah.
a well fought battle.
Yep, they look up at you and like, no one's been able to catch me with that yet. Good job. They kind of
Okay, I don't want to be your boyfriend. Okay.
I'm taken, thank you. They just rub the side of their temple and then they kind of look at the blood and they just shake their
Take it
head.
to the medic, but
And as they kind of make their way into the crowd, you see them greeted by another gentleman about the same age looking. Kind of puts their arm around them and leads them away. Don't worry too much about it. You did good. You hear him kind of saying to them as they're making their way out of the ring and go find somewhere.
Aw.
to recover,
You did
probably
good.
between- Yeah, in a tie you win because it's a DC, not an actual contest. But the night continues. Some drinks are had. A couple drinks are handed your way as well. It's up to you whether or not you partake. However,
I'm just smelling salts in the corner. Like,
okay, fair. The next opponent that comes into the ring, now having fought his way as well through several individuals to make it to you, the 2 of you now standing at the end of the tournament. The 2 final contestants make their way into the ring. This one seems to be a bit of a combination of the 2 of them. He is tall, very well built and muscular, but seems deceptively light on his feet for someone with that much muscle mass. It's kind of surprising. But he seems quite nimble and ready to take you on in a fight. The fight begins and he immediately starts coming in with shots, also to the ribs, trying to weaken those up and knock the wind out of you. He begins kind of stepping around you, trying to maneuver like the other guy did. You're holding your ground, landing some shots your own, which he absorbs and then just comes back to you again. This is someone who's been very well trained in hand-to-hand combat, and you start to take some licks. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
I will.
Is he within 10 feet of me? Are we that close?
21.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
I'd say yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I rolled an 11 plus 5. So yeah, no. As you're taking these shots, you feel like one kind of connects across your chin. You feel like the clouds kind of begin to come in at the edge of your eyes. You shake it off. And as this individual, seeming like they might have just beat you, like you take a minute to get rocked, they lower their defense for just a moment, which gives you the perfect opportunity to finish them off. as they are not looking all that great themselves. How do you want to finish the fight?
Non-lethal headbutt! Non-lethal headbutt!
I knew the non-lethal fucking headbutt was coming. So as they're kind of like smiling and they're like, yeah, you're not going to make it back from that one. You just shake it off and they're like, oh no. And you grab them and just pull them into your head. You don't even lean forward. You just yank them into your forehead. And they kind of ragdoll. And you give them one more. And the nose breaks. You see blood begin to trickle into the mouth. And he's just like, kind of just a dummy in your grasp at this point.
Stop it! He's already dead!
You just look down.
You made me do this, baby, Gregory!
Just give him
I
a
know.
shake. The guy just kind of limply hangs there like a rag doll, and you just slowly drop him into the dirt. Some of his friends come out, hit him with the same smelling salts that you were doing. He wakes up, he's holy shit. And you see him like trying to just keep his focus through blood and pain. And they escort him away.
Your nose broken. And I straighten it for him.
Roll me a medicine check with disadvantage.
Oh, I'm definitely not proficient in that.
With disadvantage. As you, having just beat him, kind of take his hand and then lean in to fix his nose. He struggles a minute.
7.
The 7. You snap the nose, and it like, for a moment, you think it's fixed, and then you just push a little too hard, and it kind of goes out the other way. Now it's crooked in the other direction.
Okay, I'm not a doctor. Someone else.
One of his friends is like, maybe you should stop, mate. Maybe you should take a minute. Jesus. And he begins just escorting his friend away, and you see the doctor, or this like a medical individual, looks like the doctor, kind of rush over and begin patching him up, kind of like stuff some tissues up his nose, a couple cotton balls, stop the bleeding. You win 200 gold pieces as the total pot for your 3 fights. So 1 success would have got you 50, 2 would have got you 100, 3 got you 200, and 0 would have obviously got you nothing. However,
do I win a decorative cup of any sort, or
you win a belt.
A belt?
A trophy?
You are handed a belt with a large bronze medallion on the front.
Oh, like
you
a
are
WWE
now,
belt?
Yeah, basically. You are now
Trevor!
the champion of the bronze division here in the Southwatch Fight Ring. There are 2 more divisions to go to revisit on your next downtime.
Big little Tuca!
24/7, I always fucking defend my belt.
You're not particularly intelligent, so you don't really pick up on some things with the belt. But if you decide to put it on, we'll revisit what happens in a while. But you are given just this bronze belt. There you go. Congratulations. Also appears to be magical in nature. Like Gregory, as he's being handed and having it strapped onto him, you definitely see like these arcane sigils and runes that have been kind of stamped into the leather. And kind of like around the center ring. Not sure what it might do, but it definitely appears like there is some kind of enchantment on this belt.
Manduka will 112% put any type of trophy on his body.
Yep, you just throw the belt on and go about your day. Just
Another
a really,
fucking Sunday.
really nicely made belt.
What? Mantuka strapping a trophy to his body? No.
No, who would do that ever? So,
You get a belt or a bottle.
They were already dead. The dead helped by AC.
She was my first love.
you guys have done really good on your downtime checks. The only way you would have won that is if you won all 3. So, like, really fucking good job. Stanny, you too. That's how you got the amulet.
Wait
Good
for me
job,
to dig
guys.
my own grave, literally.
Literally. Okay, Gregory. We're moving on to you. How do you spend your 2 weeks in Southwatch with your enjoyable bit of downtime? What would you like to do?
Well, Gregory doesn't feel okay about anything that's happened. He probably spends the first few days just like sleeping, eating, repeating, looking after his new animal friends. But yeah, he would try to go out and find some kind of work, something that builds character. His dad always said that the men who build trenches are the backbone of our entire world. So he's gonna try and look for that.
Okay, so first off, roll me a pair of animal handling checks to see how well you bond with your new animal friends.
Oh yay!
1 for each. One's a little bird and one is a small lizard, if memory serves. It was a salamander.
Gecko.
Little blue salamander.
Yeah, little blue salamander and a baby albatross, was it?
I think it was a baby ocean, like a baby seabird. I think we went with an
baby
albatross, which
seabird.
get pretty damn big when they're full grown. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, that's gonna be terrifying and something to deal with later. Oh, Jesus. I guess the first one's the gecko and the second one's the bird.
Yeah, so the gecko, like, with an 11 isn't, like, the best. It's still warming up to you. You have to keep it in, like, this little box with air holes that you've made for it over the course of your travels. That, or you could just put it in the toy box and hope that it survives in the bag of holding. Probably wouldn't.
Or
You
it
never
gets
know.
eaten by a cat.
However, the albatross, being this very small baby bird, you're trying to like feed it and get it to take food, but it just isn't doing it. And you realize there must be something missing here, and you can't figure out why it's not eating. Go ahead, roll me a nature check. This is gonna be weird. Okay, that's enough. An 11. You needed only a 10. So you're familiar with birds and how they eat when they're young. It appears this is a very young bird and has not learned how to fly or hunt or get its own food yet.
I guess it's time for baby Gregory to become a mother. And I'm just gonna take like a handful of berries and start eating them and just be like, alright, let's do this.
I thought you would have turned into a bird first, to be honest with you.
I can't yet.
You long rest.
I know I can't turn into flying birds.
That's amazing. Then how'd you turn it? Oh, you had fly on and you turned into a shark.
Well, then turn into an ostrich.
Nope.
They can't fly.
It's too late. It's too late. He already said he did it. Yeah, penguin would work. Yeah, so you, as a human, man, boy, put a bunch of berries into your mouth and try to
Bear
puke
pig.
it. Puke it into your little bird's mouth. Roll me another animal handling check at advantage because you're feeding it. There you go, with a 23. It accepts the food. It's a little hesitant at first, and everyone who sees this go down is like watching with a somewhat horrified, yet entirely entertained expression. And you feed your little baby bird with your own chewed up good berries. There you go.
Berry all
Congratulations.
over the front of my robe
Yeah,
for the rest
absolutely
of the day.
covered as a purple stain on your skin. Not sure where. Yeah, it's been fun. So, we're gonna go look for some work. After you take care of your animals, it seems like they're bonded enough to you, at least to not run away. Especially the albatross, who now recognizes you are its source of food. At least until it's big enough to hunt on its own.
Okay, I'm a young parent now. I need to support my children. I need to find a job.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna just build like a little box that like has a really shitty divider in it, and just put like the gecko on one and the albatross on the other. Be like,
Totally doable.
All right, look
That's
after
smart.
each other. Mom's going for work.
Okay, so you have a number of choices. There's tons of labor that needs to be done around here. It is a small town. There's lots of farms. What's up, Mantuka?
Did you just leave your new infant like creatures by themselves? You like see you later.
Yes.
Like, cool. Sorry, just want to make sure.
Oh my god! Gregory suspects nothing.
Not gonna ask the holy man to take care of them.
Too late. He already left.
I put him in a box.
You put him in a
I
box.
thought that's all you had to do.
We'll see what
It's at the
happens.
fire hall.
We'll see what happens.
Gregory obviously never had kids as a young child.
Just leaves
Worst
them
mother
completely.
ever.
Tamagotchi.
Just leaves them completely unattended. It's your fucking Neopet. You come back in a year and a half and they're all dead.
I come back at lunchtime,
Oh god.
like a good mother should.
Okay, so you got 2 weeks. Yeah, you got 2 weeks to work with. Work is broken up into 1 week for each segment. So, what kind of work are you looking to do? There's plenty of work that needs done around the farms. You can help out in the fields. You can fucking dig pits, like latrine pits, because everyone needs a place to take a shit. All kinds of stuff. What kind of work is Gregory interested in doing?
I
You
would
tell
think
me.
I'd be walking around town, and the moment I see anyone using a shovel, I would walk up and be like, "Hey, are you hiring?"
Okay, easy enough. Roll me an investigation check, please. What's up, Crow? Welcome in, buddy.
Got it. Investigate. Oh dear.
It's intelligence based. You should be okay.
You think?
God. Yeah, so you look for like an entire fucking morning. Like you finish up with the animals, you go out into town and you wander. You make way out into the farmlands. You revisit Felonious Thwit, who is quite surprised to see you, but not entirely unhappy. He doesn't have any work for you. It seems like you've just happened to come about in the one time in the farming community that no one seems to actively be working. Surprise. You do make your way in, and you see kind of in the keep as you're kind of walking by the gate. There's an individual in the back, kind of around the side of the main garrison building there, just digging a pit by himself. He looks extremely unhappy with what he's doing, and he's only dug down about 1.5 feet so far. It looks like he's just getting started. You hear him muttering to yourself, "I can't believe I got this fucking job again, mother."
The moment my eyes just meet him, I would just hear in the back just echoing, "They support our entire world."
He looks up
and
at
I
you.
just run to him.
What are you doing? He pulls out
Hi.
the
Hello.
shovel.
Do you need help? I'll help you for money.
You won't help me for money.
For money, yes.
And you see him now. He's wearing what looks like military garb. Like, he's not wearing his full suit armor. He's just wearing like the undergarments, which is basically a very simple brown pair of pants and a green shirt as part of their uniform. And their leather armors kind of go on top of that. I don't know if I'm allowed, but tell you what, you help me out with this, I'll give you pay for it.
Okay.
You know what we're
Just
digging?
digging this hole.
We're digging many holes. We gotta put some latrine pits in. You
That's
familiar with what a
fabulous.
latrine is? You look a little fancy.
Not the fanciest you'd think, but I know what it is. Yeah,
Okay.
I promise.
There's a shovel
I'll
over
just-
there.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Just walk over.
Keeps digging his fucking hole. Nice, I got some help. Okay. Easy enough. We're gonna do 2 rolls for you here. First, gonna be just a basic strength check. You could use athletics if you so choose. Not that you probably have any bonuses to that.
Now, if I were to use mold earth, per se.
Yeah, that'd fucking do it. That would
Yeah,
do it.
baby! So you just see Greg goes over to the shovel, picks it up, and is like,
Will you tell me you don't know how to use a shovel?
He drops it and looks him dead in the eyes, just this fire burning in his eyes.
I am not my father.
Picks up 2 little gems out of the box, and then they just float up, and they start blinking like eyes.
What are
And
you
then-
doing?
Just.
What do you
And
mean
then,
you're not
then
your
the 2
father?
diamonds just go right into the earth, and then start moving little pots of it just
Just
every now and again. They kind of wink at you.
I wish I'd learned to do that when I was younger.
It's neat, right?
It's very neat. Can you do 7 more?
Yeah. Oh, I can do this all day, buddy. As long as you can.
And then the 2 little gems just kind of like nod, and then one just kind of goes ding.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Sweet. Roll me a d20. Just a straight d20. This is just
Beautiful.
to determine your wages for the day.
Get money, get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Oh. Well, okay.
Okay,
Middle
there
of the
you go.
road. That makes sense for Gregory.
Yeah. So you finish the day's labor, which should have been about a week of work. You had a shitload of fucking shit pits to dig. But you literally made it an afternoon's work. He's like, see, I'm not sure how I'm going to tell my superiors how I managed to dig all them holes that quick. But fuck it.
Performance
you.
enhancing drugs.
And he just pulls out a small, coin. He gives it a shake. That ought to do it. He throws it to you.
Oh, amazing.
You just shake it. It seems like a bag of coins. If you want to open it up and count it, that's your prerogative, your choice.
I think about it, but I'm like, no, that'd be rude. I just put it into my robe.
My name's Gregory. I'm staying just right over there. If you or any of your friends want to make a day's work disappear, tell them.
Well, tell you what, we got to spend next week redigging some of the moat. Bit of it collapsed. You want to help with that?
Yes, I do.
All right. See you next week.
Gotcha.
Just bright and early. Don't be late. And he gives you a little smack on the back. Not on the ass, on the back. And he just bops you right out of there. Just between the shoulder blades, guys. Jesus, he's a child. Come on.
Knocks the air to me. Just
Okay. Yeah, I'll be here.
I can see why you learned to do magic. Have a good day. And he just goes back. He kind of sticks the shovel in one of the piles. And as you're leaving, you see him just kind of go sit in the corner and put his back against the wall and close his eyes for a minute.
I like stop it at the corner, turn and look at him, and I'm like,
If only he could see me as a giant shark. Someday he will. Stop thinking like that. Gee, that Mogus thing got into me.
Fucking Gregory's just losing it slowly. By the end of this, Gregory's the big bad. Surprise! He just loses his fucking mind. Okay,
Call
so
me Mogus.
that was 1 week
Be the
work.
first
If you
time.
check the bag all together, because you rolled fairly good, you get 10, just a simple 10 gold pieces for some latrine digging. Surprisingly large amount for digging a shitter.
Hell yeah.
So, week 2, you return the following week and find now a number of individuals kind of hanging from ropes into the large moat that surrounds the garrison. Here, I'll pull up the town map for you guys real quick. Need an adult. Not quite. So you can see here the way the garrison is designed. You were basically helping dig shitters right there, kind of on the south side of the garrison, and now there's just people kind of hanging in this region. Looks like they're just digging out, kind of hanging down on these ropes, kind of to carve out the side of the moat here and kind of expand it a little bit where some kind of collapsed in. How would you like to assist? You see the same individual who would have introduced himself to you as as Bartleby. It seems a fairly simple man, but at least competent enough to be in the military. Hey, Gregory, it's good to see you. Still here to help.
Yeah. Yes, I am. Did you tell everyone that I can kind of just make this all disappear?
No, because that would get me in trouble if I had a child doing my work for me.
Good man.
So we're gonna keep that between you and I, and we're gonna go around to the other side of the moat and fix that just ourselves, just the two of us.
Oh, okay, yeah. Do it secret. Don't worry, this little buddy of mine's pretty quiet when he wants to be.
Yeah. Alright, so, oh hey, Mystics with the raid. Thank you so much for the raid of 3. We appreciate you bringing your community in here. Hope you had a good stream today. Hope you're having a good day overall. You got work tonight? If so, hope it went well playing Greedfall. I still need to get into Greedfall. Goddamn, I want to try that game so bad. It looks so fucking good. Anyway, thank you very much for the fucking raid. Welcome by the community, folks. It's our D&D night. These are my friends. I'm Rusty, and this is my friends, the cross-country compatriots. We're currently just dug some latrine pits. We're kind of just covering the last little bit of in-game downtime. Play it, hell yeah! So, Gregory, you and Bartleby make your way around the eastern side of the Southwatch garrison. As he's kind of leaving, he just like looks to who seems like the ranking officer. Just gonna go around back, help this guy find something. He says he threw it over the wall, got stuck in the moat, so we're just gonna see if we can find it. And
I don't know where I lost my coins.
His coins. He was playing with his coins. He threw them over the wall.
Dumb kids.
You see the officer in charge kind of doesn't really give a shit at this point. He's like, just go. It needs to get done anyway. And you make your way around. So, yay, D&D. Hell yeah. Welcome in, Noir. Appreciate you. So, how are you going to be assisted? You kind of come around the side and you see basically either side of the moat has begun to collapse inward and like some of the fucking ground has begun to fall. And it's getting a little dangerously close to the wall. You saw them on the other side kind of like repairing it and like actually using mortar and stone to just extend the wall down to where it connects a little smoother. What do you want to do to help?
Yeah, this definitely is a bigger job, but I don't think this is going to be too hard. First things first, let's fix the ground.
and then same thing, it's just gonna be the two boop, little diamonds coming out of the box. They blink like eyes, and a lot of the dirt comes from the ground and kind of makes like something akin to a face, where you can see like a suggestion of lips and little floating head, and it's just gonna start like moving ground, trying to get it all even and nice. And then just once that all gets kind of done, I'd probably try to
That's weird. Why is there a face? Was there a face in it?
Oh yeah, just buckle
weird.
up.
You like faces on things, and then I open up, and then it's just this cute little mouse comes out of the
That's
box.
cute. Look at you.
Yeah, he's really nice. One of my nicer ones for sure. Mr. Mending Mouse, if you could just try and, some of the patchwork would be great.
The mending mouse just pops out of the back and just
Thanks,
begins
buddy.
patching up these little spaces in the wall that looks like they've cracked. And you basically repair an entire section of wall. This work is going to take you the whole week. There is a lot to do, so you're coming back every day to do it. But over the course of the week, You do manage to get the wall mostly repaired, fortify the edges of the moat, and kind of like, what's the fucking word? Make it more sturdy. Reinforce. Got it. You kind of reinforce the side of the moat by literally stone shaping and molding earth to like straight up bring this space out and make it more sturdy. I need you to roll me one more d20. Alternatively, you could do, since you're using magic, I'll allow you to do an Arcana roll. Because there is an intelligence-based check for it, but... So, hit me with that Arcana. Natural 20. Ooh, okay. So, as immediately you get 25 gold pieces handed to you, as the week ends and like fucking Bartleby looks at the repairs you've done to the walls and the moat itself. Yeah, you're good. Next time I need some help, where can I find you? He just drops a bag of gold in your hand.
Oh, amazing. Just right over there. I point to where we're staying. Oh wow, we never really came up with a name for ourselves. Ask for Gregory. They should know. Or look for the big Minotaur or the shining golden man of amazingness.
You're with the Minotaur.
Yeah.
I watched him kick the shit out of some people like 3 days ago.
Oh yeah, I was there for one of those.
He's bloody impressive.
He travels with me. He's a friend. He is a person who is with me that I respect greatly.
You've got some powerful friends there, little man. Run on now.
Okay. Yeah. Bye.
Gives you another just pat between the shoulders.
I take it. I'm like prepared this time for it. Just.
Yeah. And as you kind of walk off with the money, it feels a little heavier than 25 gold. You look in it and find there's an extra 10 gold stuffed in there for you as a bonus.
For 45 gold then?
That's not bad for 2 weeks of work. You made more than most peasants will make in their lifetime.
Hell yeah, it is. I'm very, very happy. I would probably show Stan first and just be like, Stan, look, I did all from an honest day's work.
Good go, buddy.
It's
Pat you on the back as well.
There's barely any flinch this time. He's just like,
yep.
He's taking 2 of those today, baby. We're good to go.
I know what it means to be a working man now. And
this is all for. And then I had already like bought some like little crackers and little like bait, some like fishing bait. And I'm like, I'm gonna try these for the little guys. And I go upstairs.
Okay. Mantuka, are his pets still where he leaves them every day?
Do I know where they were left to?
Gregory wouldn't have told
It's
you.
a good question. Yeah, I feel like Gregory would not have told you.
I wouldn't tell you. It would be a box in my room.
Okay, I'm gonna say this then. Roll me a perception check at disadvantage, Mantuka. Just passively over the course of these 2. I'm sorry, Gregory, it's only fair.
Perception.
Baby birds are loud. They make a lot of noise,
Oh
okay?
yeah, shoved in a box. Yeah, that thing wouldn't shut up.
Okay, so with a 10. It's not quite enough. You don't hear anything coming from the room next to yours, because you do share a wall with Gregory and your little base of operations there. You do not hear anything, however. So as far as you know, he's just keeping those 2 animals on his persons at all times.
Then they survived to live another day.
Gregory, you come home another day and find your little animals waiting for you. Have you named them yet, or are you still thinking on that?
Yeah, one,
You
the bird is gonna be, Persephone, and then the gecko is gonna be car insurance. But it's just all one word.
He's a
Car insurance.
salamander, that's the worst part. He's not a gecko.
He's a blue one too.
Car insurance.
Car insurance.
Car
Yeah,
insurance.
Car insurance and Persephone.
You need to write those down, because I'm not gonna fucking... Okay.
I was thinking something like 877 cash.
Like full meta, I wasn't gonna kill them, but after those
My
names,
money,
they're
and I
looking
want it
super
now.
fucking.
Looking pretty fucking
Cash
mortal
now.
right about now. Okay, so you've the fuck. You finish your 2 weeks of downtime. You all kind of reconvene at the base of operations every night, and at the end of the 2 weeks, you all come back. Mantuka, you see him come back a couple nights with like bruises on his face as he defends his title and stuff in his fighting ring. Seems like anytime you want to pick a fight with someone, you're good to come here and duke it out with some peeps.
I
Fucking
heal
Gregory.
him up whenever he comes
he
back
looks-
with some good bruises.
He looks pretty fine. Like, in the grand scheme of things, it definitely looks like he gave it. Like, if you look at his knuckles, they're just bloody at all times. It looks like he's definitely giving it worse than he's getting it. Gregory comes back with like
heal my emotional scars.
Mantuka's just getting all
We'll
the
see about
t-shirt
that.
things today. Hashtag where's the goat? You can't heal my emotional scars. It's great. And you, Stanislav, return from your week and a half, week and some change of life as a holy man. You have forged yourself a deeper connection to Torm, however that may manifest to you. You're owed a couple favors, or perhaps a change of faith. Who knows? We'll have to see. And as you awaken on the morning of the 14th day, at the end of the fortnight, you are immediately awakened by this cacophonous sound of fireworks and explosions coming from outside of your house. You don't see anything going on, so you wouldn't know it's fireworks. You just hear explosions happening.
Do we hear anybody screaming?
Roll me a perception check.
Hey.
Perception and car insurance. Jesus Christ. Everyone can roll
It's
on that.
car
by the way.
insurance. I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2. You don't hear anyone fucking screaming, but it does sound a lot like explosions. You're worried the city might be under attack at that point. Definitely
The
sounds
Imperium
like a
is
battle.
here! Stanislav jumps out of bed and
What?
arms himself and runs out the front door.
Do I wake up too?
Oh yeah, you don't forget to add your +1 armor to your fucking
I did.
inventory. Okay.
I made
What's
a
up,
custom
Mantuka?
item.
Do the fireworks startle the animals I don't know about? Hashtag asking for a friend?
Okay, Gregory, go ahead and roll me an animal handling check.
Oh, these are where Gregory shines.
What are the good guys? Stanislav busts out the door.
Yep. Okay. 14's enough. It was a low DC. Seems like, Gregory, you're able to, like, as the fireworks start going off, the animals begin to panic. The bird starts making some noise, but you immediately stuff some berries in your mouth and puke it into its face, and feed it and quiet it down and calm the bird. Yeah.
These are like war-torn animals.
Yeah. And yeah, no, they seem to be mostly fine with the fireworks. At least they're not audibly reacting to them or the explosions. Stanny, as you make your way outside, you kick open the door with your sword in your hand, ready to go. Your new armor shining, fully fixed up and newly enchanted. And you see coming from where the this is ginger spice. You see coming from where the carnival grounds are set up, just a series of bright, enchantingly beautiful fireworks in the early morning dim light as the sun is just barely beginning to crest over the horizon.
And so just kind of stops. Oh, well, I guess they like to get started early.
Yeah, as
And
the
chuckles
final
to
one
himself and goes
Uh,
by.
it twirls up into the sky almost in a corkscrew. It explodes into the face of this massive red dragon. It appears that the Kobold Karnival has officially begun.
Gandalf is here.
That's
and we're-
horrifying and amazing.
This is going to be where we take our break for this evening because we're about an hour and 18 minutes in and we got to get through an entire carnival tonight. So I want to thank everyone who's come by to enjoy the stream so far. We appreciate you guys. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Won't be long. See y'all soon. That's the wrong screen. That's the right screen. What's up? We're back. For a second there, Stanislav was Mr. Maker. Either way.
Oh.
We're good now. We're all good. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking around. We're ready to get into it. With quick recap, we went through some downtime. Everyone got to do some of their activities. Stanislav became a bit of a holy man. Mantuka beat people's asses for a week and a half and earned a bunch of money doing it. Gregory dug latrine pits and fed a baby bird from his own mouth. Like a beautiful animal lover that he is. Bleh, what's up, Headshot? Welcome in. How you doing today? Shout out for Headshot. Moving on from there, you were awoken the following morning by the cacophonous sound of explosions coming from outside in the fields north of your small home / base of operations, spy hideout type thing, from which you've been operating with one of the individuals who runs the show here. You immediately make your way out into the fields surrounding your house and are greeted by the brilliant sight of flashes of bright color as fireworks go off all over the fields, the final of which is the massive head of what appears to be a red dragon just exploding and materializing before glittering and disappearing into nothingness. And it does appear that the Kobold Karnival has finally begun. After several weeks of waiting and a little delay due to inclement weather, the party has finally made it to the Kobold Karnival. What are you guys doing? You just standing outside your house watching all these fireworks go. What's the plan? Pew pew pew. Mr. Maker still just in the basement working away on his potions and everything. Seems very preoccupied. You go down to kind of get him, and he's just like, no, I'm busy. I'm busy.
Hashtag lame ass bitch.
He seems very involved in his work, so the DM doesn't have to NPC him through this entire event.
We'll bring you back something fun to eat or okay.
Yeah, it sounds good. Thanks.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
See you later, sucker.
Yeah, have fun. You just hear it from downstairs as a poof, as he adds an ingredient to his potion. Sweet. So 3 of you exit the home and begin making your way up the weaving path towards the main road that leads northward out of Southwatch. You are immediately joined by the... I hear you scratching my door, little cat. Don't do that. You're joined by dozens of villagers coming from within the city walls. Some appear to be members of military, kind of only partially in uniform. Looks like they're off duty and just kind of taking a chance to come see the festivities. And you make your way and you see ahead of you a brightly colored carnival tent, but not like the traditional striped one you see. This one is more of like a collection or a hodgepodge, if you will, of just different pieces of fabric woven together. It's also not exactly circular. It has kind of a weird shape to it. But it does appear to be a very large tent made up of just a patchwork of materials. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, everyone, as you approach this carnival.
I'm going to have a cash for the carnival, by the way. I'm going to roll ingloriously on my warboard.
Okay. 15. Okay. Mantuka is the only one who notices this.
Nope.
You all...
Praise bogus.
Okay. First off, as you get to the entrance to the carnival, on your horse, you see a very diminutive, red-skinned, scaled creature with small kind of horns protruding. Horse goes in there. And he points to a what appears to be a large stable made just past the entrance. The horse looks up at you. Okay. You just hear kind of resounding in your head. He makes his way towards the barn.
Give him
but before he
some
does,
and give him an apple.
he looks up at the tent, and you just hear in your head the usual voice as he chews the apple. Why does the tent look burned? And truly, as he points this to you, and Mantuka, you notice this as well. There are singe marks on this tent and edges of cloth that are burnt and singed, not binged. Burnt and singed. Sorry, words are hard sometimes. It does appear like this tent has probably seen a bit of fire in its day. And now looking around, all of you do see this, even with the natural one on the perception for a total of 5. There are just dozens of these kind of small reptilian creatures of varying colors of scale, leading mostly towards kind of a reddish hue, some a little more burgundy, and some even kind of getting towards the color of purple a little bit, or mauve perhaps, if you will. And they just are scuttering around, running all kinds of different activities. Some are quickly erecting tents that weren't assembled. They're opening shops where they're selling various treats and candies, some normal, some very oddly themed. If you'd like to inspect those closer, that's up to you. But you are just standing in the middle of this now bustling carnival ground that you're just seeing open for the first time, with all these different creatures running around. There are a number of like humanoids, kind of like there's a few humans, a couple other people running some of the stalls. It does not appear to be a strictly Kobold Karnival, and you gather that along the way, it's these kind of traveling things kind of pick up some people. It does seem like some of the people running these stalls, though, do appear to be normal humanoids, and the rest are just these very small, somewhat gruff reptilian folks. They don't appear to have a lot of manners. They're not being impolite to someone, but if they bump into someone, they're not like, oh, excuse me. They kind of just like look up and just kind of shuffle off without saying much. They seem not quite nervous, more closed off, if that makes sense. Like not interested in having a conversation, more here for the show. But you're surrounded by these like small little kind of events. There's like a little ring toss. These small kind of fairly typical carnival games. The big tent in front of you, like I said, is just a patchwork of random cloth and stuff. The drapes, I guess, the door, the entrance to the tent is still closed, and there's a pair of kobolds standing at either side of them. For any of you who are particularly familiar with like dragons and draconic creatures and things of that variety, kobolds are basically just that, descendants of dragons or vaguely draconic creatures. Usually hold dragons in fairly high reverence. But it seems that they have put together this carnival. Anyone wants to can roll me a history check too. I'll allow it, just to see what you know about these mysterious and odd creatures.
Shit.
Okay. Mantuka don't know shit. That's fair.
Not today.
That's fair. Gregory doesn't know much either. You know what I just said, basically, that these are like very reptilian creatures tend to live underground, mostly. It's kind of odd to see an entire congregation of them traveling with a entertainment show. But, Stanislav, you would know, either through your interactions in the Magus Imperium, where you do occasionally see the kobolds popping up, often as property and workers and, you know, indentured servants within the Imperium, same as you were yourself.
I saw two of them in a trench coat trying to sell fruit.
Really?
Yeah, they do that.
It was crazy.
Oh.
You know them to be strangely inventive creatures. They're not necessarily intelligent per se, but they're very creative, and that usually manifests itself in quite interesting ways. In fact, you know that they widely aren't kept within the Imperium as property because they're quite prone to escaping and arguably more work than they're worth to have. You know these creatures to be very hardy, very resilient, but not entirely friendly. You know they live in the Underdark, where things mostly want to kill you, and they defend themselves quite well in groups. More, think like ants. Or many may die to serve the few kind of deal. Few may die to serve the many. My mistake. Many die. But yeah, no, it seems like they've got this whole setup going on here. There are a few games that draw your attention. The first of which appears to be like this large kind of fenced off area, and there's just a line of boulders on the ground, and a number of fairly hardy looking and strong individuals kind of gathered around it, all kind of like anxiously trying to pay an entry fee to get in. You see a sign above it that says Boulder's Boulder Carry. Boulder, the first one being spelled B-O-L-D-E-R, appears to be a name of some kind. Seems like the objective is to try and carry a boulder an exceptionally long distance, and whoever makes it the furthest seems to win. Next, you see just a line of tables with a number of kind of rusty looking goblets, very trashy looking, not very well maintained. You see a sign there that says Gorfil's Glorious Goblets. Appears to be a strange kind of a drinking contest of some kind, based on what you're seeing, though oddly enough there aren't any like kegs or anything. It's just the goblets laid out on the table. And lastly, you see
for Mantuka.
standing on Mantuka's fucking pumped, kind of opposite the large boulder carry. And keep in mind, you can participate in any or all of these, or any of the other little fun carnival games. Like there's like the ring toss, like I said, the beanbag kind of shit, the less exciting stuff. You see the last one, which is just a series of targets ranging in distances, and just 3 daggers sticking out of a piece of cork in a line. And there's like several stations of it. Appears to be some kind of test of accuracy. This one has a sign above it that says Druthar's Daggers. What's up, Mantuka?
Do any of them offer live animals for prizes?
Roll me a perception check.
What are you
I will
planning
perceive
to
away.
do? Gonna give Greg an animal just to kill it.
Average of the mill perception.
Does not appear to be any living prizes.
Are there any dead animal prizes?
There is, yeah, no, a couple of them, like the lower games, like it looks like the boulder throw has like a ram's head, or like a mountain
That's
goat's
pretty
head,
cool.
in fact, with like curled horns, kind of just mounted on a plaque and ready to go. It looks like there's similar, like these little kind of like various decorations. There's what appears to be like a mantis that's fairly large. It's still like small, but it's like the size of a small puppy. It's like a
I want
large
the
praying
ram
mantis. I figured you would.
I mean, we do need to spruce up our place a little bit.
Greg
Greg
looks
is,
fun.
Pretty good on the wall, I'm not gonna lie.
You say that to Greg, and you just see he's just looking at the mountain goat's head. Just
Yeah, right. Who's up the spome? Huh?
Oh,
Don't worry
man.
about it, buddy.
Yeah, you do see
Where
what
are your
appears to be-
babies?
Where am I? I don't have any babies. I am.
Oh God, where are the children?
Where are the children? What children do you mean?
Mantuka, just let him have it.
Please, I need this.
But that is about it for the animal things, is the ram's head. So,
They're small and vulnerable.
I would
him.
like to
He
go
needs
try to
protect
win
them.
the ram head.
okay. So, what is everyone interested in participating? These again do seem to be the 3 most interesting. There are mundane games to play as well, like the hammer into the bell thing, where you try to ring it. You win like stupid little prizes, like a little stuffed animal or a little straw doll and stuff like that. Based on
I'll be there later.
Gregory's perception, you do see what appears to be someone selling small critters, kind of tucked away by the tent. Looks like you just see these small collections of cages. Some even you can't even quite see inside, but it does look like someone is selling critters of some kind here.
I poke Stan's leg, and I just whisper,
We can't let Mantuka see that.
Do I see this? Like-
With your 13 perception? Negative.
It's like a whole nother day now. That was like so passe.
He doesn't point it out to you, so that's a no. You might find it if you look, but like you just actively at that first glance, you're quite absorbed with the ram horns. That's what draws your attention.
Mantuka,
immediately.
look, big rocks and animal heads over there.
I have no reason not to keep looking at those things that you stated.
I'm gonna go throw some daggers.
Cool.
That
Cool.
looks
I'm
fun.
gonna go drink whatever in those rusty cups.
Okay, so you're all doing a different event. Cool.
For now.
Sweet. All right. So who wants to go first? Anyone have a preference?
I would like Stan to go. He deserves it.
All right, standing.
Okay.
You approach what appears to be, like I said, this kind of target range, and there's a number of targets varying distances. Standing there is another one of these small kobold creatures. He looks up at you. Are you interested in trying my game?
I sure am. It looks
Kind of
fun.
smile. He's like smiling at you, but he has this kind of like jaw that kind of juts out a little in this long kind of dragon-like snout.
God, I love kobolds.
Throw the daggers, hit the targets. You hit the targets, well, you win a prize.
Alrighty. Does he have his prizes on display?
He's like got a golden tooth as he's smiling. He does. He has peers. Like it's fairly mundane shit.
that's
Like
fine.
dolls ranging in different sizes. There's like a straw doll. There's one that looks like a stuffed teddy bear. What else did I have? There's also just a bag of, or like a box of coin that you can see is almost overflowing with gold. And he's like, you hit the target at the very back, or you hit all the targets, you win the pot. And you hit that one back there. And he points at this like really far off fucking target that's like barely the size of a teacup. You win. Fucking this. He pulls out just kind of like a vial that looks kind of oily. You're not sure exactly what it is. It has like kind of a shimmer to it.
It's a surprise. It's a mysterious thing that will help you in a moment of need.
Sounds interesting. All right, I'm in.
Okay.
We do have a lot of those.
It's 1 gold to play. 3 daggers. 3 targets.
And take a gold out and give it to him.
He just gestures to the chest. You ding, put it in. So you see a number of targets ranging from like 10 feet to 15 to 20, and then that extra target is about 40 feet away.
If you hit all 3, you get to aim for the other one.
And he hands you this, like he slides the daggers over, and they're all sticking out of this kind of like square cork board. You pick one up. Roll me perception or insight.
They're the same.
And perception, I'd say.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
These daggers are poorly made at best. They're kind of, a couple have like a weird bend to them. And they definitely don't feel well weighted for throwing. Just right off the bat. But they might do the trick. Definitely feel a little off. Oh.
Am I allowed to enhance these daggers in any way?
No, just you gotta use what you got.
All right.
He just smiles and bing, you see the shimmer on the gold tooth.
Okay.
Go ahead and throw the daggers. First target is 10 feet away. Make a ranged attack roll with no bonuses other than your dexterity.
Ooh, okay. So just a dex roll?
Yeah, no, just a dex attack. So you get your proficiency bonus too, I suppose.
That's a +7.
Yeah, so make a ranged attack with +7. There you go.
So just take 2 off of this, because I added a dagger. 18.
Okay, 18. Definitely hits the first target. You kind of feel, as you pick it up by the point of the blade, the handle, you feel the weight's definitely kind of off. And to the right, Boofa guy, roll me a D100 exclamation point. D100 in the chat. You pick it up. It's definitely.
I'm also gonna take them and figure out which is the least shitty and save it for the last one.
Okay, fair. Yeah, you kind of examine
do that.
The one on the left of the 3 definitely seems with your nat 20 perception check on that. Yeah, the one on the left seems to be the best. Still kind of rusty and slightly cocked, but it looks better made than the others. Yep. With a 20 or an 18. You just, and you feel it was kind of going to go to the right, so you aim a little to the left, and it kind of it almost curves, twists midair awkwardly, but you do hit the center of the target. Kobold's like,
oh, that's just 1. No one ever hit all 3.
And he kind of gestures to the next dagger. He seems a little nervous at this point.
Come on, Stan, you got this, buddy!
Put exclamation point D100 in the chat. And you can roll the weather, or we can have one of us do it, but... go ahead and roll your next attack at the farther target, which you notice is kind of just ever so slightly, just kind of.
I made it a +7 instead
47.
of the +9.
Okay.
So the 20.
20 hits the second target. This dagger, 47 as well. The weather continues just the same. It is a beautiful, beautiful sunny day. There's a few clouds kind of just lightly dotting the sky. Nothing major. Doesn't look like there's any rain on the horizon. There's a light breeze kind of blowing across the fields, and the smell of flowers and various crops kind of hit your nostrils as you just prepare the other dagger. This one feels a little off balance to the other side, and you correct. And it kind of spins over itself and into the target. A little off bullseye, but you don't necessarily have to hit bullseye anyway. And you hit the second target. He's like, no one's ever gotten 3 for 3. And he just gestures to the other dagger.
I just give him a little look. I wink at him.
Come on,
Dad, I hope you
Gregory,
do as
Stan.
well as you did in helping me with baby Gregory. And I just give him a little pat in the back, and then just kind of walk away.
At disadvantage, please, because this target is more than 20 feet
Because
away.
I meant to, because emotional words.
15.
15?
Unfortunately,
Nope.
not enough to hit this target. It was 10, 15, and then 20 on the AC for these, because they get smaller as they get further away, too. It's quite deceptive. And you throw the dagger, and it just ping, hits the chain just above the target. kind of bounces off to the ground.
So close.
Good try, good try. Well, for that, you can pick one of the big prizes.
And he like gestures to
All right.
essentially was like there's a what like looks like a toy hammer. It's not plastic, but it's wood. It's like a wooden mallet for a child, young like a young teenager,
Okay.
basically a bonk stick. There's a large kind of straw stuffed doll that's weirdly terrifying looking. That has like
No
this
dolls.
bright red dyed kind of strings coming off of it for hair. Looks like someone just uncoiled a rope and made this creepy Annabelle-esque straw doll. And then the last one appears to be like a child's bow. Fairly well made. It looks well made, but it is a child's bow. And then next to it, looking at the wall a little more closely, you see, the oil. And then the large prize, which you would have got for hitting the third target, is an even bigger bonk stick with a spike on the end.
Fuck.
And a pair of daggers hanging next to it. Not sure what those
Sound like
do.
weapons you would get in Paper
All right,
Mario.
well, I will
love
take-
it.
If you've got the gold, you can try again.
And he smiles a wicked smile at you.
Well, I do, but I have other friends who want to get to their things.
It's
So
okay, too scared. I get it. You don't have the scratch. Maybe next time, buddy.
Beat him into the
He
ground
goes
again.
and
Do
picks
it.
up the daggers and just
Okay.
punk,
Okay.
punk, punk.
well, I'll take the small hammer and you
No
know
one
what?
will miss him.
Small hammer. Got it.
He like goes to pick it up. Just goes, grabs a stool.
Use the struggle.
Picks it up, grabs it, hands it to you. He hands you this wooden hammer that, like, even lifting it, the head is definitely hollow. Like, it's not very weighted. You probably would break this if you hit something with it, with any substantial amount of force. But you now have a toy hammer. Congratulations. There's a smiley face painted on the face of it where it would hit things. And it's like kind of a stamp. So it's like,
Nice.
it got a little embossing on it. So if you bonk something hard enough, it would have like just a little imprint of a smiley face.
So what can I add? Can I just add like hammer?
Just literally add toy hammer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I fully intend on using this as a weapon in combat, just so you know. I have a way.
I love it.
Smite damage.
Mhm.
Okay, so is that it? He's
I
still
mean-
smiling at you.
If the party members are okay with me going again after getting
Oh
taunted,
God, are we ever?
Yeah, he taunted you. Go
You know
ahead
what?
and
fine.
All right,
All right, I'll do it again.
pay your gold. The
Oh,
pot
is
is
that
now
gold?
Lethal
47.
headbutt.
You wouldn't actually know the total gold, but
Prove
it looks
that
like
smug
a
dragon wrong.
looks like a
guess
round
I'll go.
47
Put your
gold.
midriff
Has
away,
the
Gregory,
kobold-
Gregory.
Nice midriff.
Has the kobold retrieved the
The three daggers. Yeah, he just came
dagger.
back as he taunted you and stuck all three back into it.
I have an offer for you. What if I give you 5 gold, and I take a few steps back, and you let me use these, and I point to my javelins.
No.
All right.
Scaredy cat.
Daggers only. That's the rules. Everyone's got to follow the rules. No special treatment for shiny golden people.
You know what? That's fair.
You are
Respect
like
that.
very striking, but it's no special treatment.
He's gorgeous.
He's very
Right,
beautiful, little boy.
Has he retrieved the other daggers yet?
Yeah,
Or
no,
did-
he said before he
Wow.
even taunted you,
Fast.
he walked over to him. As he was taunting you, he's putting the daggers back in the cork board. So you pay another
Alright.
gold piece.
Yep.
Alright. Fuck it, real quick. First two, just straight up attacks. Last one at disadvantage. Roll all three.
Stan, he's
Baba
our
Booey.
man. If he can't do it, the game is rigged.
15, 22, and 20. What's the
Well,
13th?
I already failed on the second one.
You did 20 and 22 and then 20, right? Oh wait, no. The
Uh,
20 was the first roll. My bad. There's a lot of Stanny rolls in there.
I nailed
the
the first one, and I fucked up the second one.
Yeah, so the first one you throw it and it boom, and you're getting confident this time. You kind of grab the dagger and flip it and catch it, and it just flies like right off the side and just bounces off. Barely. He's, good try. You got any more? At this point, he's like, he got a little gold out of you. He's getting a little greedy. Getting his little dragon horde going.
Yeah, you know, I think I like
I'll
your
give
game,
you one
but I
more,
think
but if you're a bitch, you're a bitch.
You want to go, big man? Put your money where your
Do you
mouth
have-
is.
Do you have a ram's head?
No, but we have that.
And he
No.
points to the really large hammer with a spike on the end of it.
No, none for you.
All right, suit yourself, big guy.
And he just
Not
kind
Can't
of
handle this heat.
begins trying to like get other people. Like he's doing that like carnival worker thing where he's just trying to pull people into his game and shit.
Are there
doesn't-
anything that reveals or looks like a weapon in the small prize? Because I did hit the first one.
You just get the one hammer. And what was I can't remember what I listed the other prizes off the top of my head. But it was a tiny hammer and a bunch of useless shit, basically.
Cool.
Oh yeah, doll. The Annabelle doll.
Hammer eraser.
For the small prize because I hit on
Yeah.
the second time.
Yeah, you can get the Annabelle doll. That was the other
Cool.
one.
I'll take the Annabelle doll with pride.
He hands it to you.
Hey, just keep an eye on it.
And no worries.
He just awkwardly goes silent, walks behind the tent, and goes grabs his daggers again.
I actually am gonna use a detect good and evil on that.
Go
No
ahead.
mask, no quiero.
It's giving you vibes.
Huh.
Giving you
Like
a
evil vibes.
little. It's giving you vibes.
Give it to Baby Gregory.
Yeah.
What else could go wrong?
Evil would sum it up. You're not sure to the extent of the evil, but there's definitely like a tingle. You're getting a little tingle.
Hmm. I'll hold on to this for now.
As you are cursed for the 4th time. No.
I'll just put it in my bag for now.
Okay. As you're finishing that, you see Mantuka going up to the what appears to be the large boulder carry for the strong folk. Who's all interested in getting in on this one? Yeah.
I'm front row center
mean-
to cheer for Mantuka, though.
Yeah.
I mean, also, huh?
Yeah, no, everyone can participate in any of these games. It's completely open to everyone in the party. I mean, this is a strength thing. This is very much your thing. So you approach. This time, it's a very kind of burly gentleman. Got a big, kind of decent-sized gut on him. Did you guys play the new God of War? See any footage of Thor from it? Very much that body type,
Ooh,
but like a
Hi,
little
Zaddy.
smaller. Yeah, he's smaller, but he's very thick. He's very hulky. And he's kind of just standing there. Right, so anyone who is strong enough to carry the boulder the farthest distance wins the prize. If you make it past 50 feet, you win the good prize. Anyone interested? And he's just smiling. And again, they all have this very carnival-like smile to them.
Excuse me, purveyor of tales. How do I win the skull head?
You just win, and then you get to pick a prize. Whatever you want.
Okay, I want that one. Give it to me.
You have to win first. If you make it past
That's
50
a foregone
feet...
conclusion.
you-
Just give it to me now.
Nope. No, that's not how the game works, big
Okay,
man.
let's do this.
Okay, everyone, step up, grab a boulder.
Do I
And
have
you
to fight
see...
anyone with a boulder?
No, you just
Like, press
you're just carrying the... Just carry the boulder.
And squash someone.
I'd like to cast Senior Squeesh at level 1.
I just carry a heavy thing for you and put it down. Like manual labor.
That's
If you
exactly
make
what
it
we're
past
doing, big
50
guy.
feet, you're gonna win this. And he pulls out, it's literally like a bead size, like a musket ball sized pebble.
I want that.
Trust me, big man, if you like smushing people with boulders, you're gonna want this.
If I don't get
He just kind
the
of rolls
head,
this tiny pebble.
I'm gonna get really mad.
You get that too. Is he always this thick?
Yes.
I just
mean-
want that.
I mean, he is a minotaur.
I will squish people. I will bowling. I will like. Roll
Okay, just
stuff,
pick up.
whatever.
Everyone, just pick up a boulder. And he starts to get a little frustrated. He gestures to the boulders, and you see a large pot. Looks
Yes.
about 50 gold. So both of you are buying in. It's 5 gold apiece.
Okay.
Steeper pot on this one.
I cast
Okay.
Disguise
So
Self
I
on
give
myself.
you 5 gold, and I pick up your shit and put it where you want.
You just carry it to the end of the field, big guy.
I feel like this is like what moving men do. Okay, and then I win. That.
I don't think I can be any more clear on the rules.
That's exactly what he means, big guy.
Okay, I've been
Okay,
burned before.
We all have, okay? And I know it stings. Yes, you can win the ram's head. If you win. If you make it past 50 feet, you win this too. And he just rolls it very, like, between his fingers.
Super awesome pebble. Yes, cool. Ramsar. Okay,
Super
let's
awesome
do this.
pebble. Okay. So you see yourself and 10 other individuals. I guess you and Stanny and 10 other individuals. So 12 in total.
Fuck them. Let's start fucking
They
thinning
all
up the
just kind of
crowd.
like go out to the boulders and they all begin getting ready to pick it up. And you see now these are like large, just roughly all the same size boulders that appear to have two handholds, like essentially bolted onto the sides of them to aid in the carrying process here. And basically, yeah, the goal is just to make it the farthest. And you kind of bend down to pick it up and size it up. It's kind of heavy for its size. It's heavier than you were expecting. You're not sure what the deal is. Gregory, you said you cast Disguise Self on yourself? Sorry.
Yeah,
we
you'll
glossed
see
over
me
that.
just like duck behind the stands. You see it disappear, and then a bright flash of light. And then I come up, and half of me is a golden tiefling, and the other half is a burly minotaur.
So you have the top half of a tiefling and then just lower half fucking
Down the middle.
minotaur. Oh shit, vertically? No, God.
So you just see me in the stand sitting there just going like, "Go Mantuka! Go Stanny! Go Mantuka! Go Stanny!"
Are you a male minotaur or a female minotaur?
A male, I'm you.
Oh, you're
I'm little
me.
Tuka.
Oh.
he's
Oh.
big Tuka.
Oh. This is gonna get sexy, but then it's gonna
He's
get
Mantuka
real
slab.
confusing.
No sense.
Just like one horn's like all down and around, and then the other one's like all golden and spun. It's a cool
It was
dichotomy.
really cool. It was really cool.
Why do I get the limp horn?
You know why?
I really don't, but I feel like we'll talk about this later.
This is a discussion for out of game. Oh no. The party drama unfolds. So, the group of you, while being cheered on by this nightmarish half minotaur, half tiefling creature. I was gonna say if you went like half down the middle and went with like minotaur legs and then tiefling half, you'd just be a big satyr. You'd
Yeah, that'd be
literally
less
just a giant
horrifying,
satyr.
for
It'd be
sure.
Less
Skip
terrifying.
liked
This is
it.
fucking nightmarish. You all grab the rocks and you begin. You big guys like on the count of 3. You pick them up and you start carrying them. Whoever drops them is out. If you make it to the end or the furthest, you win. Got it? Got it. Everyone kind of nods. And okay, so I need everyone to pick up their boulders right now. And you start walking. You're gonna go the first 10 feet. I need you all to roll me an athletics check, please.
I'm gonna rage
Fuck.
just because I should.
Okay.
Athletics check. Oh, 19. That's not super awesome, but
Okay. Stanley, what'd you get? 11.
11.
Okay, you pick up the rock, and it is deceptively heavy for its size. It is more than you were expecting. You kind of stumble. Gregory, looking at it just passively, you definitely see, again, like these kind of arcane runes that have been put around the handles, and they kind of flash a little as everyone picks them up. They kind of begin to glow. Very faint, kind of like greenish color. And you all do succeed. Everyone who rolls above a 10. So we have a 3,
Ooh,
an 8,
okay.
a 2, a 5. So that is 4 people who are out. I only need to roll 6 dice for the next leg. You guys begin making your way, and it's heavy, and it's like holding you back a little. You see people stumble and drop their boulders into the ground and let go, and then the glow kind of dissipates from around their hands, Gregory. So for the next round, I need you, again, this is going to be all athletics checks with higher DCs at each increment. I need you all to roll me another athletics check, please.
Better. 19.
Okay, so that's 2 more.
25.
2 out, leaving 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We got 4 left in. So you both succeed again. But as you're kind of walking, you pass the 10-foot increment. And as you're making your way towards 20 feet, you feel the boulder growing heavier and heavier with each step. It is becoming increasingly challenging. You're having trouble holding. You have to kind of bolster your back. You feel the muscles in your shoulders beginning to burn your forearms as you're just grasping onto this great boulder. And you see another 2 people just drop theirs, leaving just 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 contenders with the 2 of you. As you begin making your way towards the 30 feet. Now you're all slogging it. The ground is soft. Your feet are digging in. You're moving. This rock is easily getting to like the hundreds of pounds range. It is substantial. So I need to roll 4 more d20.
Just like my crippling depression.
Hey,
Can I use my channel divinity to become stronger for the last of this? Not magic, it's just my ability.
is that the thing that affects everyone around you or just you?
Nope.
It's
so
up
that I can just become stronger while I'm carrying it, essentially.
Get holy and
Is
slowly.
there anything visual to making that happen? Like, how does that manifest?
I
'Cause if-
basically just like yell and flex, so it looks like I'm trying harder. Because that's kind of how it's manifested in the past, is I just like do a flex and yell.
It's like all physical.
That
and
is
stuff,
what I'm
right?
doing.
I'll say sure, but Mantuka's allowed to rage.
He is raging. He's currently raging, yeah.
There you go. I guess he's allowed to rage, so it makes sense. Character abilities are fine. Cool. As you're making your way now, moving towards 30 feet, another 3 individuals all drop their stones. What did you guys roll? Mantuka had a 25. Stanny, you had
19.
You drop your stone as well.
Oh,
As you
shit.
make it, you just stumble,
Up
and
to
the stone
20 now. Okay.
hits into the ground. Mantuka, it is
Oh,
just
shit. I
you.
didn't roll with advantage.
Roll with advantage. Come on.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, you like
Okay.
drop the stone, you try to regain your grip, and it just into the wet ground, and you just put your hand down on it. You feel your shoulders just burning with the effort. Mantuka, it is now down to you, and this large woman, very muscular, quite husky, looks like she's probably either worked in like the mines or the military or something. Very muscular woman, and she's just trudging along with you. Her feet are sinking into the mud. She looks over at you. She just smiles and she grits her teeth, and you see she's like biting into her lip so hard there's like a trickle of blood just working her way down. It is just the two of you now. DC's 25.
Beulah, I need this. Just take a knee.
And Duca versus Helga. Let's go.
Music. 21. You both drop your...
21?
Yeah, as you both begin walking, you make your way, and she drops her stone. And then you're pushing through just a little bit further, managing to hold on. You feel the rock just beginning to slip from your grasp, and as you're almost at the 40-foot mark, just slips out of your hands and into the dirt. You look. You made it further than everyone else. You didn't make it 50 feet. You made it further than everyone else. And you look as the big guy's just walking toward you. We have our winner, ladies and gentlemen. And he walks over and lifts your hand into the air and just slaps a bag of gold coins into your hand.
I want deadhead.
You get 60 gold pieces total.
Do I
and
win
he-
the deadhead?
Yes, he walks over to the ram's head, picks it up by the 2 horns, kind of holds it towards you.
Is it just the head, or is it like
It's like
fastened to,
from
like...
the neck down, and it's fastened to a plaque, like you would mount on your fireplace in a hunting lodge.
Okay, I want to immediately rip it off its plaque,
No problem.
and I would like to go up to Baby Gregory and
Oh.
say, "I'm sorry for
Oh.
hurting your friend. Here's a friend you can always keep, and he won't get hurt." And I want to present it to Baby Gregory with 20 gold as like penance for being a savage and not considering his feelings.
Aww.
Peter! Oh!
Oh, Peter!
Yeah! Yeah!
You're handed
Okay, I
a...
don't want to be your boyfriend. I'm just gonna walk away.
It won't be the...
Greg's stunned. Just,
It would be the weirdest gesture you've ever received, but yeah.
He just sits there for like a solid 15 minutes, just going, guh, guh, and then slowly, is the goat or the thing too big to go in the toy box?
Yeah. No,
No.
it does not fit in that hole. Like, you can fit weapons and shit in there with difficulty because they're long. You just kind of slide them in, but it's only
Yeah.
about yay big. So the goat's head does not fit.
I just like put it under my arm and just hold it there and just pet it.
Why are you petting it? That's weird. Oh.
I don't.
Either way,
Everything, all of this is weird, but
that's it,
just
folks.
feels the most right.
Now you do what you want with it. That's all, folks. That's it for this event. It's a one-time deal. I was really hoping someone would win this year. And he kind of flicks the pebble up into the air and just catches it over and over again and then just puts it into his pocket. I'm sad. To be fair, the second DC was still only a 25. It didn't go up to 30 because no one in this party could actually ever hit 30. So that would have been unfair. But he still fucking dropped it. So, you walk away with your 50 or 60 pieces of gold.
I don't
on
think
your rings.
Mantuka lost. He really won.
You did win.
Won the gift of friendship.
Aww,
Yep.
Beautiful.
He won in my heart.
And as the three
Can
of
I-
you, 2 of you very sore from your adventures, now look and see the line of rusty wine goblets in front of you. What's up, Stanislav?
Can I get us lost in the crowd for a minute?
Sure.
Okay. As we're walking through, I want to just kind of like subtly cast bless on all of us because I have a feeling that this one doesn't require that. gonna require that. So
Sure.
yeah,
Go ahead and
Kinda walk through and just
use
be
your
like-
spell slot.
give us a quick little D4 on saving throw.
To all approach, and now running this event is a looks to be a young halfling, kind of like just young adulthood, kind of like reaching their probably 20s or 30s at this point. Halflings do have a little bit of a longer lifespan, so definitely like old enough to drink, but not old enough to be responsible about it yet. And they are kind of just standing there, gesturing to the crowd, wearing these kind of like bright colored robes of like varying purples, kind of trimmed with like a lighter purple color. Who here is brave enough to step up to our challenge? We have Gorfil's glorious goblets waiting right here for you. These goblets never empty. They will fill and fill and fill until you cannot drink anymore, folks. Who wants to step up and try to win themselves a prize? And she gestures now to, again, just a bag of gold, a decent kind of smaller bag, and what appears to be a kind of like just suede kind of display with what looks like an amulet on it. You're a little
I mean,
far away.
sounds
to
like a
make it
dream
out.
come true, doesn't it, boys?
I have some things I'd like to drink away. I mean, that sounds fun.
Emotional damage.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. You notice as you get closer,
Do
the
it.
amulet is this small kind of like wooden thing with just like a tankard that's kind of overflowing on it. Entry fee is 1 gold piece, she says, as she kind of like just or gestures their way up there. It'll be 1 gold piece each. Everyone who wins gets the pot, and you get this as well. And she gestures again. It's just a small wooden medallion. You all take a seat. She begins pulling out other goblets as other entrants begin to put their money down and sit up at the table as well. There's 5 gold pieces.
1 gold and I can smoke
All right.
pot. Slide you like 1 gold.
5 gold. It's 5 gold.
5 gold?
I read the wrong thing. Yeah.
Oh, inflation. Slides 5 gold.
Everyone
Where
pay
is your hookah lamps?
I
So
walk
I'll
up
make
to the
sure-
table too.
I'll make sure we're all standing or sitting together.
Okay. Yeah, you all sit
Oh,
together
yes.
and you look in and you just see these fairly decent sized goblets, look fairly sizable, and they're just filled with this like nice kind of like red wine looking liquid. You gather it's probably red wine. And yeah, they're just
Oh,
all sitting.
good. A
Everyone kind
drink
of sits.
competition with red wine. What could go wrong?
I didn't say it was easy.
We're about to go Mean Girls.
I didn't make the enchantments, folks. I just hold the cups. And just everyone begins to grab a seat. Simple challenge. We're making Constitution saves back to back. If you fail 2 in a row, you're out. What's up?
Before we start, I would like to shine my bronze belt
You can just
in preparation.
give it a little
Nice.
shimmer it up. Okay, yeah. The champion's belt. Are you gonna walk in with it over your shoulder and shit with all the attitude and stuff? Or
Nope. I'm not there yet.
okay,
Slow and steady. Confidence has been like devastated.
we're working
I'll
it back
run
out.
silent.
You won 2 out of 2. You're doing good so far. Hey, what's up,
I
Morty?
like
Welcome
to
in.
think. Whenever we're like walking into the thing, it's like us 3 walking in, and as soon as I get onto the stage, I just open up the box, and this time I turn it's just a flash again, and after the flash is gone, I'm just in these like gold-colored Mantuka-styled robes, and I look between the 2 boys, and I go,
Let's fucking rock this.
As you're going up the stage, the halfling woman kind of like, are you old enough for the... fuck it.
Don't ask
she-
questions.
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
have my own liege.
It's fine. Yeah, just get on up here, kiddo.
Alrighty, so
I feel like in a
you,
fantasy world, 16 is old enough to get fucking blitzed.
you both get to
Oh, yeah.
add a +4 and a D4 to all of these
Okay.
oh,
So,
rolls.
I need everyone
Let's go.
to make me a Constitution saving throw. As you all, she just kind of stands there. Go! And she like kind of gives you a signal. Everyone kind of startled, grabs their goblets of wine, and just begins chugging it back. You all notice as you're drinking, you just feel the liquid just refill every time it looks like or feels like it's about to get too empty. So I need everyone's totals.
I get 20 plus
16.
rolling a d4, so I think I'm already good without rolling a d4.
I rolled a 6 plus a 1 plus a 4, so that's 11.
11. You needed a 10. That's fine.
Yes!
It gets harder every time too, incrementally,
Yep.
because there's a never-ending wine goblet. So anyone who beats a 10 is fine. But Gregory, as you're drinking, you feel the wine start to refill, and it throws you off, and you begin to lose a little, trickling down. Wine does not taste good. You're not really a fan. I need another round.
No.
I'm gonna make a few for
The
these
Great
peeps
White.
here. I'm just gonna do. How many did I say it was?
Canadian cooler.
Oh god. It's 3 other people with
The
you. Is what I
black,
wrote down.
black ice.
Okay. 2 immediately as they're drinking can't keep up with the rate of filling and just sputter out all the wine. It flows down onto their chests. And the 2 men just kind of, oh, can't do that shit with wine. And they make their way off the stage as the woman's like, I could have done it. I could have done it. It's just you guys. She's kind of talking a little shit at this point. You can see she's kind of been sipping wine on the side while you guys have been going about your contest. Go ahead and make another round of Constitution saving throws, please. As there is only one other contestant still up there with you guys. Rolls a 12. Fortunately fails. Hey, you all succeed again because you're all rolled above 15. Again, this individual just coming back and then coughs and just sputters out wine everywhere. And it's down to just the 3 of you. The shiny, golden, muscular himbo tiefling man. The giant, muscular, beautiful minotaur bovine champion. And the young 16-year-old Gregory Zafadal holding his fucking
Owner of a
own.
dead horse head.
Just barely keeping up with the flow of wine as it continues. I need another round of con saves from you guys.
I've got the giant ram's head in front of me, so you can just barely see me drinking over it.
Oh,
Oh,
Even if I roll a 4 on my
yeah,
blast, I'm
you're
out.
out. Yeah,
I got 21 plus the D4 if I need it.
you need to beat a 20. So Ryan,
20,
you need
21.
a deep. Ryan just makes it. Oh, Gregory and Mantuka now are just neck and neck. You both stand up as you're just pounding back this goblet of wine. There's like a steady trickle now going down both the side of your cheeks. Mantuka is just dripping down onto your pecs. Gregory is soaking and staining your fairly nice robes that you've worked so hard to maintain. We just got to keep going until someone loses. Now it is just between
there's
the
a
two
moment where I just look over and there's a flashback from last time, and I just move my. And then I try my best to enunciate in a deep voice, just, it's an honor to be here with you.
You're just kind of drinking the wine as you're saying that, so you're sputtering it through words. Mantuka, you make out what he's saying, and then out of the corner of your eye, you just see Stanny kind of with a nat 1 for 7. I'm going to flavor that for you. Kind of just fall and collapse with his hands on his ground as he just projectile vomits out all of the wine that he's just engorged himself with. It is substantial. It is a lot. It just keeps coming.
It's a wine fountain.
Basically, very Exorcist level almost. I need you guys to roll again. You gotta be 25 now. I don't think Gregory could do. You got Gregory's out. Mantuka's got it.
Gets it.
Mantuka
I hit
gets
25 and then my plus.
yeah. Okay. So as you're just downing at Mantuka, you look over at Gregory and see him keeping up with you, and you're like, not again, and you just stomp your iron hoof into the wooden stage and kind of breaks through one of the planks.
I'm the real Mogus.
Gregory kind of has a start and sputters up the rest of the wine and can't just keep it down, and then just puts his hand down. You don't puke, you keep it down. I need you to roll me just a Constitution save at disadvantage, please. And that goes for you guys as well.
Me too.
Yep.
A
You're still gonna
disadvantage?
you're still gonna get drunk from this. This is just to determine how much.
Amazing.
Stanny, you puked up most of it, so we'll give you just regular roll.
Oh, okay. I'll re-roll
14. Gross.
14? Brutal.
Yeah.
Okay. You needed to be.
I still
15.
won.
24.
Okay, you're good. Everyone, you all feel it. The wine hits you. It was an awful lot to imbibe. Gregory, it hits you pretty fucking hard. You're kind of teetering on your feet a little bit, having trouble standing still. Mantuka and Stanny, you guys have a bit stronger metabolism, a little more used to problematic levels of drinking. And you guys, well, feeling it, definitely going to be at disadvantage for any non-charisma related checks for the foreseeable
You can
future.
still roll the D4.
Joke's on you. I'm
Each
still
of
at
you.
disadvantage with charisma.
That's true. Well, Gregory rolled an 8, and he has to beat I guess, yeah, if you roll a d4.
Yeah.
Roll
So
the
you
d4,
technically
Gregory.
got a 12, and
Yep.
Mantuka technically got a 14.
14 plus D4.
Yeah, roll your D4.
Well, does it matter? Do you want me to roll the D4? Okay.
He would get a 1 anyway and be at 15,
yeah.
so he'd be fine.
Oh,
Gregory's the only one who
Mantuka
needs
could.
to roll.
Right. Oh!
Not enough. Unfortunately. Yeah, Gregory, you're just out. You're done. You're standing there. You're kind of leaning on Mantuka, who kind of has to hold you up a little bit with one arm. And then the young halfling woman kind of walks over to you. And she just kind of holds out, holds out this small bag of coin. Feels about, since all three of you bought in, feels like total about 30 gold pieces. Just based on like opening it up and giving it a rough counting. She also reaches over to the amulet. This is for you. You earned it, big guy. And yeah, you're handed this.
What does
old
that
wooden...
thing do?
That is an amulet made from the bar wood of a bar that actually burned down a very long time ago. It's quite magical. This is called the Amulet of the Drunkard. Just, say you're feeling a little under the weather, you're taking a couple hits, you don't have any healing potions on you, but maybe you got a bottle of whiskey in your pocket. You drink that up and you get a little reinvigorated. So, for cluing anyone who's unfamiliar with that item, anytime or once a day when you drink either a full pint of beer, ale, mead, or wine, you can restore 4d4 plus 4 hit points.
Damn, boy.
Great for Mantuka.
That is the same amulet that Flipplewisp had.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, so that is yours. You now have the Amulet of the Drunkard. Congratulations.
Fabulous.
I'm sad no one won that pebble. I'm really sad no one won that pebble. Just out of
I'm
character.
guessing it's an enlarge. It's a boulder. You can say a word and it goes big, and you throw it. Do that midair.
Yeah, it was the pebble of boulder throwing, so it goes from a pebble to
sick.
literally a 10-foot by 10-foot boulder. It's just
My
a
God.
ranged attack.
Mini squish.
Mr. Maker appears to grab the pebble. You're working in the basement, buddy. I'm sorry.
I got you a goat horn.
Big
Or
sad
Unnamed
goat
intern
head.
steals it. Unnamed intern steals it.
Named intern. Kerpoosh. So, as you guys are kind of winding up the last of these games, you're all feeling the liquor in varying degrees at this point. It has been a party. You now have your magic items that you've won and your little trinkets. And as the day begins to come to a close, having spent most of your day at the carnival, imbibe some of the treats, which upon closer glance, like I said, are a bunch kind of like normal candies, caramel apples, such like that. And then like as you kind of move down the chain, it begins to turn into like more insect candy and varying things that might have come from the Underdark that you're not entirely sure about. None of it looks
Ooh,
unappetizing.
Stanislav likes insects.
I get that stuff for Mr.
Yeah.
Maker.
You're
I
gonna
look at
buy
this
some
shit.
Okay.
I get real excited. Well, first of all, you see Gregory, he cast Disguise Self for a third time.
Okay.
And this time he looks like a very shittily put together mascot where he's just holding the goat head up. And he's just like,
Praise bogus.
praise Mogus B, Bogus Bob up. And I see the candy and I just run over. I'm like, this stuff looks cool and creepy.
You
Mr.
see-
Maker would like this.
A very creepy looking kobold with like one eye missing and a deep scar over it.
Yes, it's the finest. I made it myself.
You can tell this is someone who's probably spent a lot of time just in the darkness by himself hunting random little insects and shit. He's a little
Right.
off kilter.
You want to buy some? You want to buy some?
I mean, yes, these actually look good. I grew up in the desert, had lots of bugs, but none that looked like this.
Yeah.
They look good. They
That's
don't look
really-
like they'll kill people.
No, they
Okay.
might sting a little on the way down. Yeah, but I killed them myself. I cooked them
They're
myself.
spicy.
Yeah, so that's one word for it. More spiky, really spiky. Yeah, spiky. Yeah. So,
That's
hey,
close
do you
to
want
words.
just a random assortment, or what are you looking for?
And he's like gesturing. There's
Uh,
like spiders, there's like some scorpions, there's other kind of like mantis looking creatures. It's pretty fucked up looking shit. And it's all kind of weirdly mutated in a way that it would survive in a completely dark environment.
Yeah. I go into my bag and I just pull out a handful and I just slap down 9 gold and I say, how much will this get me?
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah, they're only like fucking 2 copper apiece.
Wrap it up.
Drunk Gregory is spending all fucking.
I put the goat down and I probably just like drunkenly lost my disguise self. And then
You
I-
were a small child. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Into the box.
He just
Okay.
looks young.
He just like, you open the box, he just starts shoveling it in at this point, like very unceremoniously, just like
Into the box.
I love your dice box so much. He just starts shoveling various
What
bits.
it's
I will
based
give
off
you a list of all of the random insect candy you got for Mr. Maker.
Gregory,
next time.
can I have a few of those, Gregory?
You can have all the ones you want. You are like a brother to me. And
Thanks,
I
buddy.
just love you.
Is he always like this? It doesn't matter. He bought everything. That's it, folks. We're closed.
And he slams down and fucking he slams down
Shut the
display.
store down.
Yeah, immediately. And just takes the gold and like
Amazing.
pockets it, and you see him scutter away like behind the circus tent and just disappear.
I just got a lollipop in my mouth and I'm just walking away, just happy with myself. Just
Roll me a d4.
uh-oh.
I'm gonna eat a couple of those mantis-looking thingies you told me about.
Yeah, they're literally just
Why?
like these weird, very small. You fought a Kruthic before, if I remember correctly, very
Yeah.
early in the campaign. They look like very, very, very small ones that perhaps had been harvested before they'd hatched. Like someone had broken the eggs open physically and got them out. It's like a delicacy. You rolled a 1. Okay, you are eating. You think like you kind of begin like eating this lollipop. It looks like a very standard kind of large swirly lollipop. And as you begin kind of eating, you start to taste kind of a strange, like almost peanutty flavor, and you look as there's just a whole bunch of these different kind of grub worms sticking out of it at awkward angles, like very small kind of worms, like you'd fear to beat a dragon or something, which I know to have a nutty taste because I've tried one, the insect place in Montreal. Anyway, what's up, man? Tugan?
Well, now that I'm alone and not partaking in the delicacies of the world, can I take a look at the championship belt and see if I can figure out what what she does?
You gather it was something you'd probably have to spend a decent chunk of time with, such as a short or long rest. In other words, it probably requires attunement. You kind of look at it, and if you, I mean, you could roll me an Arcana check. You don't really have the ability to identify something.
I will try to roll Arcana.
If fuck it.
It's flat, like my love for you. 14.
14. Okay, yeah.
Pretty good
I'll say-
for a barbarian.
You
like,
definitely,
knowing it
you
back
definitely
then, yeah.
figure out, like, based on your experiences watching Stanny attuned to magic items, usually cursed ones, that you'd probably have to spend a short rest doing this. But if you want to, just while going shopping throughout the carnival, I'd allow it if it's up to you. It would be kind of a more active short rest where you guys are actively doing stuff, though, so it's a little difficult to get around. But you gather.
Well, my mama taught me to randomly throw things on my body, so
You just throw it on your body, and you spend like about a half hour to an hour walking around, kind of just observing the carnival and not so much participating in it. And as the belt begins to kind of attune to you, you just, how do I describe this? You begin to feel a little on the hardier side. You feel like your skin's just like a little tougher. You feel like you might be able to take a hit a little better. You're not sure how that's gonna manifest. And I will send you the card and let that be described once I finish writing it out for you. Got it.
sounds good.
I have the idea for the item. I just need to finish balancing it so it's not broken. But it is definitely some kind
Hashtag-
of magical belt that will help you in a fist-to-fist melee combat.
Beefy belt.
There you go. That's actually what I'm going to call it. The beefy bronze belt.
Beef belt.
And as you
Beefy
kind of begin
cakes
spending your time with it,
bronze
you feel
boy.
like, you literally feel like your skin almost toughen. Not like hardened like stone or anything. You just feel a little tougher.
I'm
Darius has-
invincible.
So, at that point,
Thought
we're
this was
going to
gonna
take
be
a second.
Dwarven kind.
No, I'm not gonna steal. He doesn't need a beard. He's fine. We are gonna take another quick break there because I gotta check on the cat before we get into the last little bit of the carnival here, and we move into the acts for the evening. But as you guys finish your bents and your shopping and you're eating your lollipop, you see just 2 massive gouts of flame come up from either side of the entrance of the carnival, just shooting like 2 flaming towers. He's going full fucking Mogus again. Was that a leg?
I'm
Jesus
gonna
Christ.
cast Lesser Restoration on Gregory.
Okay, Gregory.
Can't sober up, stupid.
You begin to feel the alcohol immediately wear off on you, and you sober up. You definitely have a headache. You
Hey
feel,
there,
like,
buddy.
mildly hungover. At that point,
Yep.
we're gonna take our break because I gotta check on the cat. So we'll be back in a bit as we come in to enter this carnival for the final part of what is turning out to be a little bit of a longer session today. So we'll be back in just, let's say, a 2-minute timer, guys. We'll be back in 2. See you then. What's up, everybody? We're back. Sorry about that. Just need a quick pee break there. Session's been going on a while. So, we left off. Everyone was enjoying the alcohol a little bit. Gregory, recently sobered up by Stanislav, as he began to act a little manic and mogusy, so he decided to tone that down a smixton.
Whenever you hear the laugh, you're just like, get him some
God,
help.
No. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So, as you kind of approach this carnival tent, as these gouts of flame just keep going off at random intervals, now drawing everyone's attention to this large circus-like tent. You are just like filed in with the local village folk, who kind of just file into like a 3x3 or like a 3-person wide line and begin just moving their way to the various entrances of this tent. Where'd my tent go? So this was made by someone on Dungeon Fog, whose name I will have to credit in the credits for the thing. They're nice enough to upload it to the community hub, so I did not have to go through the trouble of making one all my own.
Thank you, person.
Love to see that. Had their name written down, I just fucking can't find it. I will just make sure to credit them on the YouTube videos. Anyway, you're kind of led in this large tent-like entryway here. At the bottom, it's just rectangular. Like I said, kind of two groups of 3 people wide, making their way through these 2 like tent flaps. And you kind of come in and find a semicircle of benches in varying heights, kind of making their way towards the top of this tent, which from the inside looking up, the center portion is quite high up. It's quite big. And you see this kind of large stone platform in the center. You begin filing your way toward the seats. You all grab a seat. Do you guys have anywhere particular you would like to sit?
I'm looking at the front row.
In the front.
Yay!
So you all grab a seat in the front row. Mogus, you kind of sit down, or not Mogus, Mantuka, sorry. You sit down and you just hear like someone behind you, like, oh, I wish the tall ones wouldn't always sit in the goddamn front. It's okay, it's got horns, don't fuck with them. You just
Jim's
hear
here.
lightly complaining behind you, and then they see the belt and they're like, oh, that's you. Okay, and they kind of just mutter themselves. People are quietly, like hushedly, just talking amongst themselves, excitedly awaiting what happens
Non-lethal
within.
horns.
I need to get an actual
Were
description.
there
of it.
snacks that we could have purchased?
The snacks
before as
were
well?
the candies outside the tent, basically, was the...
Oh, I still got lots.
Yeah,
Sweet.
that's where
Yeah,
I was.
I'm just gonna grab a like shirt full of
Random
bugs.
insect kebabs, and there's some normal candy he got too. Like there's some normal suckers, caramel apples, whatever you want. Really, any kind of carnival, apart from cotton candy.
whatever comes out of the box. A sword maybe too comes out. I put it back in.
No. So you
No,
all
there's
make your
still
way.
like a small army's worth of weapons in there.
Yeah, there actually is. You enter this massive tent made of bits pieced together fabric and sheets. From the inside, you can definitely see the scorch marks a little more clearly. It looks like quite the hodgepodge of random stuff. Like I said, semicircle of benches. And you see kind of in the center a few props and obstacles. You see 2 tall pillars with like a tightrope kind of connecting in between them towards the back of the tent. And like I said, a large stone dais kind of circular platform in the center. You all file in and grab yourself seats. What's up, Joe? How's it going? Oh, Werther's search. Fair. That's all your candy. You get old man candy, which is the best candy, to be fair. All of the town folks begin to file in, and now as you all take your seats, surrounded by the excited villagers, as the very last seat in the tent is filled, as the last ass falls its way onto the bench. Looks like kind of an older gentleman. Sits down, and as soon as he touches the bench, all of the torches in the tent immediately go out, leaving you all in pitch darkness, and a nervous silence descends over the crowd. And then a voice begins to echo through the tent.
Welcome one, welcome all to the Kobold Karnival. A place of amazement and wonder for folks big and folks small.
And the tent is filled with all these brightly flashing pyrotechnics, and all the torches relight, and then a beam coming down from the ceiling descends on what you now see is an exceptionally tall kobold, standing somewhat unsteadily on this platform with his arms just gestured out and talking to just acknowledging the entire crowd here. They appear wearing just a long, bright red coat that obscures almost all the way to their feet, and a matching top hat with a gold buckle on the front. And they have very similar to what you've seen before, just a scaled kind of reptilian dragon-like face, this large snout, these shiny bright teeth, also 2 gold fangs on the 2 largest fangs in the front. And even the small horns are ornately decorated with gold and little chains that dangle between them.
I am Ringmaster Rav, the Great and the Tall. It brings me great pleasure to welcome you all.
And then he turns and addresses the side of the tent. Can everyone make me a perception check, please? 14. 14s. That's a lot of 14s. Gregory, bring it home.
4.
The roll didn't go through. It's there. You might be having... There we go. Perception 22. Okay. So everyone above a 13, which is all of you, notice that as he turns the top half, the lower half of the body is just slightly slower to turn. Almost suspiciously slow. Just doesn't quite turn as quickly. This is almost a slight delay, if you will. Also, to Gregory with the 22, you see up in the rafters, now looking up with the beam coming down, you see these kind of wooden walkways, and you just see a horde of kobolds, probably somewhere between like 16 and 2 dozen. A very sizable number, all casting light and focusing a beam of light into these various lenses that all focus and create these spotlights at different spots. It's very, very inventive. You've never seen anything quite like it, in the sense that you've never seen something work so well despite being so haphazardly put together. Just looking at the platforms, they're barely, like, they're shaking anytime someone moves on them. They're not very sturdy. The lights themselves are like containing flame. You see occasional bursts of flame as they try to work some of the pyrotechnics from up there. Definitely seems like not the safest work environment. Anyway, as he again addresses the lower half of his body, turns slowly.
Now, if you've a heart condition or are prone to panic attacks, we simply ask you make your way to the back. We'd hate for
Greg gets
any
up to
accidents.
Fair. You see a number of older folk all do the same. A couple of other people kind of make their way to the back of the bleachers, a little further away from the action.
Kill a minotaur with a shark, but gotta squeeze his stomach, eh?
Now,
fine.
I have no more rules to tell, and I have no more smoke to blow. So without further ado, let's get on with the show.
And he raises both of his arms, and the torches again just poof, all again go out. Nervous silence returns to the crowd as the tent is once again filled with poof, 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 bright multicolored flashes, and a large beam of light centers onto the focus of the ring. Just real quick, I need to roll a little percentile here. Okay, no worries. We're all good there. The fireworks begin going off, no problems. And as the beam of light once again focuses on the scent, you see it split and focus on these two individuals standing on top of the platforms facing each other across from the tightrope. And you see the ringmaster again.
The incredibly identical tightrope twins, ladies and gentlemen.
And bows and quickly just vanishes from sight behind one of the various props. I need another perception check from you guys, please. There's a few little perception checks in here we gotta make. Okay, definitely look like twins. One's slightly taller. They definitely. Yeah, those are twins. Those are definitely identical kobolds. You don't really pick up on anything odd there. Damn. So, the two twins, they begin to make their way out onto this tightrope, one foot over the other. Very slowly and cautiously, as you see the tightrope just swaying underneath their weight as they each inch perfectly in unison towards each other. The music that you've been heard playing begins to just kind of pick up as you assume the band, which is playing from somewhere you cannot see. There's just this music accompanying all of these acts from an unknown source. You just see them kind of approaching, making their way more towards the center. And as they finally approach and they're about to cross each other's paths, you see one just jump on the rope, using it to propel themselves up and do a front flip, while the other raises its hands to catch them in the midst of this. They're going to make an acrobatics check.
Make them roll for
Hey, let's go! Okay, so the feet land, and he catches them and maintains. You see, like, the little claws grasping onto the tightrope. The crowd all gasp excitedly. And he just sways. You see him just barely hold on. and then you see him kind of prep to throw the kobold into the air for the dismount. He throws them, and they go back over the other way he came, so they continue walking opposite directions. He's going to make another save to land. So you watch as the kobold hydrate. Thank you for that. The kobold flies into the air. It does another flip, and as it's going to land, it slips and lands just between the legs with the tightrope, and then bounces and flies into the air and tumbles directly towards the ground and lands with just a sickening splash.
Can I have tried to dive to catch him?
No. You are like 70 feet away. Fuck no.
Okay.
You are observing at this point. He just falls and hits the ground dead. All the crowd's and then you just hear a child start laughing, and the crowd all begin to join in laughter as the kobold just
very good, very good. He fell. Yes,
very, very much dead.
Good show.
And everyone, roll me a history check real quick, please.
History of face falling.
What is it? What happened?
This character had no thing to do. Fucking hilarious.
Okay, with a 13, Stanny, you're the only one who knows this. Kobolds are quite squishy, very prone to death, and while they are inventive, they also tend to die quite easily. But they also are more like ants in the sense they operate in a very like hive-like mentality. They have these massive clusters of populations. So the death of one or two really isn't that big a deal. To the overall, numbers of the kobold. You also know that part of the fun of the Kobold Karnival, as grisly as it may be, is watching these little fellas try to do their stunts or whatever it is they may be trying and fail in the process. It's a little morbid. It's a little morbid. It's a little dark, but yeah, that's kind of how it goes. And as this kobold just splats onto the ground, the lights immediately pop out again before anyone really has a chance to process what they've just seen. And
Amazing.
Greg starts looking around for someone selling liquor.
Roll me a perception check.
He just goes.
My first D&D character ever was a kobold, and he was introduced by the rest of his group, falling out of a cave hole from a ceiling and falling into oblivion.
Tunneled out of a ceiling and fell into oblivion, and the way we rolled it was every time a kobold fails, the next one is potentially his character until it succeeds. So I think we went through about 5. No, we went. Succeeded. Was it first? I think no. Yep. We lost one.
No,
the first guy to come through the hole literally went ping ping and fell through. I remember. I wrote it.
Right.
So the lights immediately dim, and you hear people like laughing, joking amongst each other, and the torches illuminate once more. More fireworks set off, brightly illuminating the tent once more. Still good. No worries at all. This time when the tent is illuminated once more, you see the ringmaster standing quite unsteadily on top one of the platforms, just holding on to one of the supports there, looking down below. And you see what appears to be a fairly large-sized or a very large-sized box, arguably 10 feet by 10 feet. And this very small kobold in a pair of kind of loose-fitting leather pants and a loose-fitting leather jacket. Everyone go ahead and roll me another perception check. Thank you for the follow, Leanne Pickles, and thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you. And as this is all happening, you hear, "The amazing arachnid tamer," as the announcer once again just speaks from atop this platform and then disappears from sight as the lights fade on him. Everyone over a 15... which is everyone but Mantuka, you definitely see that this jacket has a number of side-by-side puncture holes in it, almost fang-like in nature, and you definitely see little blood stains and small trickles of where dried blood has seeped out. Looks like this jacket and whoever was wearing it has probably seen a few spider bites in their time. However, as the lights dim on the ringmaster and this individual is standing there, you see in their hand there is a very long kind of silver flute that they're just holding, kind of tremoring nervously. Stanislav, you definitely picked that up with the 19. There's a nervous tremble in their hands a little bit. And basically the door just falls into the dirt, kicks up this massive cloud of dirt and dust, completely obscuring the entrance. And you see the individual kind of take a step back raise the flute to their lips, but not play anything yet. As this massive spider just crawls out of the dust and onto the ground and just charges directly at this individual. It's a massive tarantula-like spider, very, very hairy, a bright red and blue color, and it is just charging aggressively this figure, each leg making its way through the dirt towards it, and the individual just begins playing on their flute nervously. You hear like a nervous tremble in the notes until it settles in, and the spider just stops dead in its tracks. The flutist bows while playing. The spider bows back. Does a twirl while playing. Spider twirls back. Then the flutist begins to pick up a more jaunty, dance-like tune, and speaking jazz flute, and begins dancing a little jig while playing the flute. And the spider hesitates. The flautist begins playing a little more aggressively, a little more panic in the notes, a little more staccato, coming a little quicker, and you hear that nervous tremble begin to come back into its sound. Okay, but it settles back into the note and puts its feet down. And the spider begins dancing. Not quite as ornately, but mostly its front legs just begin doing these. And then the individual takes a step forward, takes another step forward, and dances and begins twirling and dancing with this spider, this very small kobold, standing completely dwarfed by this massive, large-sized spider, are now just dancing around with each other. And as they bow, their head literally coming inches away from the spider's fangs, they play the last note and stand. And the spider begins walking backwards. And they're still holding the flute, just in case the final command wasn't get. And their last animal handling. Okay, it's enough. The spider just goes correctly back into the box quietly. The ringmaster just raises his hand and the door closes once again. This ornate dance having been paired between these two individuals. That kobold survived. I was really hoping it wasn't. The crowd all claps again. Their breaths all just kind of release as this moment of tension continues. And then throughout the night, a number of different events are kind of introduced. You see some contortionists who begin twisting and bending their bodies into these weird shapes together as a team, making things like dragons and all these different creatures. And are going to roll an acrobatics check. That's enough. They don't break any of their spines. They manage to just like do these. Yeah, I know. I'm sad. I'm rolling good on these. All of these kobolds are supposed to die horribly. Anyway, it's fine. It's no big deal. Whatever. They do all these different ornate, like scorpion-like. All the creatures you're eating that have been candied on these different sticks. They're insect kebabs. You're watching them make the shapes. They do a kruthik somehow. This large mantis-like creature with strange scythes for arms. Moving on from them, you see a number of like fire blowers who are just blowing fire back and forth, tossing fireballs, juggling these different things, and they're gonna make dex saves. As one of them steps forward to end the show, blows this massive gout of flame, but kind of stumbles. So instead of the fire going up above his comrades, it goes straight forward at them and just... By the time the fire flames, there's just several pairs of feet with nothing else left attached to them, and the lights immediately fade. And when they come back, you see a ring with another kobold just strapped to it, spinning as another kobold stands on the platform, twirling knives in his hands, and just starts throwing them at the target, trying to hit these different spots. We're gonna make
Stan, I don't want to be here anymore.
3 range attacks. 17, 20, and 19.
What are you talking about? This is amazing.
That's really good. The last one hits right above the other kobold's head, not even nicking a scale on it. The lights fade out again, and then kick back in, and you see the ringmaster standing alone.
Now, I'm sad to say that our evening must come to an end.
Oh, thank God.
But we hope we leave you with a great sight to behold. Ladies and gentlemen, the incredibly courageous kobold.
Snaps his fingers and disappears. All the lights stay out for a while. It's a hushed silence amongst the crowd once again. Everyone kind of nattering. You hear a baby just crying in one of the echoes, and then parents shush it, and then all the torches relight. You see the inside of the tent has been completely reassembled. On either side, you see a catapult on the left. Large, very large catapult for inside this tent. And then you see 3 rings. And they all ignite into 3 rings of fire, creating like an arcing pattern. And you see a kobold wearing an all-white leotard and a strange-looking white helmet, sitting in the bucket of this catapult, while a number of other kobolds, all kind of wearing dark, varying colored, or like just dark shades, trying to kind of blend out of the light. You know, when you see like a stage production, there's puppets, they wear like black leotards to vanish into the shadows. It's very Avenue Q. I love my show tunes, don't get me started. Anyway, they're like functioning this, and you watch as they're cranking it, and the bass goes makes its way down. I need everyone to roll me one more perception check, please.
No. Whatever this is isn't okay. This is not of God.
Okay.
Jesus, God Almighty.
Mantuka's the only one who picks up on this. So looking at the kobold in the basket here, the white leotard, which is oddly tight, definitely has a few singe marks on it. And as you look closer, it becomes very clear to you that this kobold is affixed into this basket and does not seem capable of moving, and is clearly panicking as this catapult is being prepared. And then with one final like just lighting of fireworks, the catapult is fired. DC 20.
Bye-bye.
It was only a 15 and it was a 5. So you watch as the catapult fires and the kobold kind of like sticks as it like should be releasing, and just kind of throws off the arc a little as it just somersaults head over tea kettles right into the first flaming pillar or flaming ring, which is about 10 feet, 15 feet off the ground, and just hits it and immediately erupts into just a ball of flame as the oil and whatever is keeping this fire going engulfs this. Yeah, go get your pizza.
Pre-cooked.
It's pretty good. Yeah, and then as the kobold hits this ring and the fire just immediately lights, it falls into the other one, which falls into the other one. And I'm going to roll one last percentile. Okay. Luckily, as this thing falls, it hits one of the supports in the tent, which also goes up in flames. And you see the tent begin to also do the same. You see the flames begin licking the fabrics of the tent here. And a number of the kobolds, it very quickly begin just like casting different spells to try and put out the flames. Some are just throwing buckets of water on it to make sure the tent doesn't catch on fire. And luckily for you guys, I had to roll above a 60% for the entire tent to be engulfed in flame. The fire does not happen. The fire is able to be doused as the kobold is just laying on the ground now, a wreck of just burning reptilian flesh. The lights immediately go out. It doesn't really do much as this creature is still just burning in the middle of this fucking ring.
So that's the only thing we can see.
Yeah, you literally just see, and you see the fire frantically being put out on the roof, and then finally they manage to douse all the flames. You smell the smell of cooking flesh a little bit, and the lights reappear, and it is just empty. All of the lights are on. The ringmaster is gone. Every single kobold has vanished from sight, and you are all left in an empty tent as people are just laughing and clapping excitedly and chattering to each other about the spectacle that they had just witnessed. Another flaming kobold. That's 3 years in a row nothing's made it through those fucking rings, and people just begin filing out, all talking excitedly about the show they had just witnessed. What do you guys want to do?
Greg's just holding a ghost head. Just what did I just witness? That was a lot.
Oh, don't worry, buddy. They're like that.
They're like that?
Yeah, no, like they, it sounds morbid, but it's just kind of part of the culture how they die.
Oh.
What do you mean, you people?
Okay,
The
sure.
kobolds.
Can we go get drunk again, please?
Sure, sounds like a good plan.
Yes, we're not using a spell slot on you.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
To the bar.
Just be cool, dude. Like don't freak out. If you freak out, we won't freak out anymore.
No,
Stop
freak out.
freaking out.
Never again. I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm collected. I want to drink again, though. Is that normal?
It is until you make it unnormal.
Okay. We'll
Don't
keep
make
an
it
eye on
unnormal.
I will not.
Dude, he's gonna make it unnormal.
Probably.
That sounds reasonable.
Sounds like something he's gonna do. 1 second, I just gotta look up one thing. I have too many people in this fucking campaign. I can't remember everybody. God fucking damn.
Get the cheesy
Don't make
bread.
it weird, okay? Oh,
Oh,
yes, baby.
He's making
That-
it weird.
Pull though.
You guys are weird. Why are you guys the way you are?
Don't make it weird. That sounds reasonable. That's my answer to
Non-lethal
everything now.
headbutt.
I can't fucking remember
That
the dude's name.
sounds
Doesn't matter.
reasonable.
You guys make your way towards the exit of the tent, and you kind of file out, being kind of the last of the crowd to do so. You begin making your way through the carnival grounds, now completely closed up. It looks like during that entire carnival that was happening and all of the kobold death that ensued, looks like they just packed up shop entirely and are just ready to pack up and go the next morning. Does not look like they're wasting any time. When you make your way kind of down the road towards Southwatch, making your way back to your little base of operations. And when you do, in fact, make it back, you find the door ajar. A number of individuals you recognize as people who have guarded this location. You kind of do share the base of operations with the man who hired you. He kind of just lets you use it in the interim. Whose name I cannot remember. It's written down somewhere. I have about 1 million characters. You could fucking track
Daddy
out.
Hank.
Whatever it is. Yeah. You guys recognize his guards outside, and you kind of make your way in, and you will kind of like pass through the door. The guards notice you, acknowledge your presence, and you find your benefactor, the individual who hired you initially to go out and hunt the members of the Imperium, sitting at the table. Well, sitting kind of away from the table, just like this. His hands just staring at an individual. You see another person wearing kind of, I don't want to say doctor's clothes because they didn't really have specific clothing, but kind of standard robes, like civilian-esque, but surrounded by members of the military. And it appears that he is working on an individual. There's someone on this table, and looking on the floor beneath it, you see a sizable amount of blood has fallen onto the ground below, and it looks like he's just sewing
shit.
up the stump of someone's left arm that has been completely severed. And it doesn't take you all long to recognize a familiar face. Stanislav and Gregory. You look down on the table and you see Linax,
What?
member of the Hushroot tribe. Those who are aiding in your rebellion. Grievously wounded, missing an arm and an eye. And as you approach the table, the doctor kind of finished sewing him up. He just turns and looks his one good eye towards you, opens his mouth to speak, and then the eye just closes as he falls back into unconsciousness, probably going into shock. That's where we're going to end the session for tonight.
No!
I'm gonna let you guys have fun the whole time. That'll be where we...
Buddy!
Yeah. That was hard. I got a little choked up talking about that. I haven't had to, murder one of my favorite NPCs anymore. Well, not murdered. He's still alive, technically, but grievously wounded.
He lost an arm
Murder.
and a leg.
Lost an arm and an eye, and he has
Eye.
several
Eye.
wounds over his body. Mantuka, you see fucking your two party members react very viscerally to this information. Anyway, so on that happy note, folks, we will catch you next Monday for some more D&D action. We'll continue with our next arc. Coming up, you guys have completed this whole leg of the journey. Y'all leveled up one more time. Just give you a little extra HP going into this next series of stuff. That's not for you guys. Don't think I'm doing you a favor. That's so I can throw stronger shit at you guys, because I want to start beefing it up a little. So go ahead and take a level up. Everyone go ahead. I'll let Mr. Maker know privately as well, as we will come back next week to see what it is going on with the Hushroot tribe and why one of their leaders is bleeding out on your kitchen table. In the meantime, we'll be back next Monday. Like I said, I'll be on tomorrow, probably streaming some GoldenEye. I'll see how I feel in the morning at this point. Honestly, I'll definitely be streaming something. Just don't know what it is yet. What else? February 19th, this Sunday, I have a very special, loosely Valentine's Day themed, more romance holiday themed, or specifically lusty holiday themed. We're doing an evil one-shot. We're bringing back Girthmog the Thickness, Firegrim the Small, and our good friend Rotelix, played again by Hellscorp. And yeah, we're going to be getting into some fucking evil shenanigans and trying to help some evil characters find love, I think. I don't know. We'll see what fucking happens. It's always chaos with that group. Anyway, I have been Rusty. These have been my friends. We'll catch you next time. See you, folks.
Bye.